Wednesday morning, which means Orphaned Honor. I'm surprisingly chipper today, despite having survived a most atrocious heat wave over here where I live in Canada. But it's cool now, so I mean, I'm just happy about that. But more importantly, we've hit a bit of an important climax here, 18 sessions in, and I want someone to tell me about what's going to be happening and what has happened.
I have 3 points of inspiration already. This gives me nothing.
I hope that brought you joy. I figured that was why you would do it. But
I mean, I could, but I want to give Cider an opportunity.
Yeah. Let me get some inspiration going into this before I get dragged back to the scath to die.
There you go. Yeah, it ain't gonna be easy, that's for sure. You know what I mean?
So, last session on Witch Wars, we headed back to Star's Magic Shop to talk to the corpse of the hag. Yelena disguised herself, made herself look like one of the daughters from Resident Evil 8. It was very, very good. She was really actually pretty helpful. Like, it was way less of a struggle to get good information out of her. We learned that there was actually 4 hags the entire time.
The least insightful hag ever. Just saying.
Yeah. And they're working for a guy called Constamon. He is in contact with the guy that is the head of the 4th Circle. A real big man that loves eating exotic stuff. Assume we're probably eating the kids, as messed up as that is. Really bad. It's all bad.
It's a hypothesis, yeah.
So we went back to the orphanage and we forged a letter to try and lure the hags out, and find out that also Pops is missing. Fun, yeah. So we have Quill head out to the warehouse and we start setting up this super sick battle map that you guys are going to get to see here in a sec. We got traps, we got bamboozles, and maybe even something else that I can't think of. I wanted to go for 3, and then the third one escaped me there in the second. But Estella also gets a visit from a fun guy in her head. Mm-hmm. We have no idea what's going on with that, but that's gonna be fun when that comes to head.
I really like how you just wrote a fun guy. Hey,
hey.
He's a real fun guy.
Party. He likes all the good stuff in life, and I can't hate on that.
Well, I guess that makes him a fun guy.
Yeah. So, and when we get to the warehouse, and it's in the 6th district, by the way, I should have mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Quill kind of runs us through everything that's in there, the different traps and whatnot, and that's kind of where we left off with Estella and Yelena disguising themselves beforehand.
You mean Core disguising Yelena and Estella beforehand?
That's fair. That's fair.
Listen, you gotta play the sliding down angle pretty well, all right? Just go with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Best I could do on short notice.
Yeah, we went from the dramatic goth daughter to cloistered nun real fast in one session. Mm-hmm. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty solid. You're more than welcome to take your 3 points of inspiration there, Greg.
Woo! I will take those.
Yeah, anyone else have anything to add? Anything you might have missed that was of relevance?
I don't. Oh, well, no, not really. Yeah, I think you pretty much covered everything from A to B, other than Estella's awesome schmoves of Silver Tongue that got the Costamon information.
Wasn't bad.
And brief chat with Hatner about maybe the child shouldn't come and fight the hags.
That too.
That's true. Yeah.
Hatner, it's time for you to be a man. We're coming with us. Here's your gun. We're gonna go kill a hag. I just want to play a character who just does not care. And it's like, why don't we just have one of the twins do that? He seems like he'd be a good fit for that.
Yeah, just handing out guns to children all the time.
How dare you assume Nero would hand out guns to kids? He doesn't even know what a gun is.
He could.
So this is just a really poor.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Literally, Alina. Like, put a happy face on her, and then that'll be Estella. Just a
the
big old
dichotomy
happy
of you
face.
two. Yeah.
I like the
just,
theater mask.
Just a great character. Also.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love her.
Okay, yeah, I think we're pretty good then. Where you all were last is when we left off was you were in the warehouse, going over the arrangements, just so we can double check to make sure you guys are all reminded of what's happened. I have left spell tokens on the map, which I hope you can all see, in their respective auras, hopefully.
Cider, how many temporary hit points did you hand out?
6 to each of you three. The twins did not get any, but that is okay. I want you three to be eating good. Yep. These were the only things I don't remember the exact. I know like they're arcane locks, but I don't remember like how we interacted with them to get them to do what they needed to do.
Well,
I remember this is the magical circle, and this is with warding.
I don't know why I didn't change that.
No, you're good.
Okay, so we've got the magic circle in the middle here. Inverse, the 2 glyphs of warding for the lightning damage. And then there are 6 arcane locks in this warehouse, 3 on either side, 1 for each section of door that exists here. And Quill has cast them in such a way that they cannot be opened except by himself, any of the members of the adjutants, or any one of you 5. So you guys can freely come and go through these doors at will, but no one else will be able to open it, short of dispelling the lock or being incredibly strong.
Hey, can we get that like gif of like I'm gonna break these cuffs like on hand for when the hags inevitably break down the door?
On the first roll, we're just like, oh no. Out of character. You guys speculating we're gonna be fighting 2 or 3? Because I was talking to Sam. I was like, I feel okay if we're fighting 2. If 3, it might get a little scary.
4, 5.
Well,
6.
no,
They brought the dead one
7?
back. They're back to 4. Oh,
They come with the ones from the inn.
The 3 sirens are also here. It's just we just don't like you because you're terrible negotiators.
How dare you not be manipulated by us into doing exactly what we want?
didn't side with us, we sided with them.
Witches stick together and give you stitches.
And they all pull out guns.
Wait, if witches stick together, then how are we gonna get witch wars?
We
Or
got
the
form our
coven.
own witch coven. Yeah, we're forming a new coven.
Anyway, so I assume Quill is in here still, right?
Yeah, Quill's here temporarily.
Alright, Cor looks towards him and says, so, I got a question.
And I probably got an answer.
Good. Should we expect any of the other adjutants to be here? I know the clock is ticking.
Well, contrary to what it appears to happen at the orphanage frequently, many of the adjutants usually have jobs that they're working on day to day, several of which take them far away from the city. I am currently spent on resources for the day. I feel like I would be a hindrance more than a help. However, we do have a contingency for backup if it were to be necessary. But for the sake of keeping everything hidden, I will not mention as to what that is.
Okay. So, we're gonna be doing all the heavy lifting. Well, you did a lot of the heavy lifting, Joe. Good job on that.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't expecting you to stick your neck out. I know how it can be when you're running pretty bone dry on things. I wouldn't want you to get hurt over this.
It is not that it is not a worthy cause. I have just expended quite literally almost everything at my disposal.
I see they have a
That's-
token now.
Yes, Quill does have a token.
That's
Many of the
more
adjectives.
than we can ask for. It's all she wants to say.
Out of characters. This is the first time we've seen his token. I
Yes,
feel like it is.
it is.
It is.
We appreciate the help, regardless.
I feel like we should briefly go over our plan of attack, just to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Okay, I agree.
With the two
Alright.
of us disguised, I think it's up to us to lure the hags, at least as many as possible, into that magic circle, or get some of them to touch the booby-trapped children.
Yeah, it should be fairly simple, maybe. It just depends on how receptive they are.
I don't think you'll have any issue with either of you trying to butter them up. You know, that deal. I plan on finding a place to duck and cover, and if you can keep them there talking for, I don't know, like a minute, I might be able to pick out which of them is probably the one we want to be taken down first. Things like body language, the way they're conducting themselves in talks, things like that. Even if they're in disguise, telltale signs. Some things are just a little bit harder to hide than that. So hopefully I can pick up something. I think.
I believe in your abilities. Shouldn't be too hard.
What about you, Haba?
Oh, what's our plan?
Yeah.
Well, me and Nero were talking about it a little bit. If we can't really get them to move, Nero might be able to help get that going. Out of character, Nero absorbed that the barge helm. So if he just gets to move at least 20 feet, he could like bowling ball one of them potentially if the angles are right and whatnot. But Haba also has command available as a spell, and maybe through some trickery might be able to just say, "Hey, what's that over there?" Or no, well, I don't know. I need to figure out how to word it, because I know it's like a one word command specifically, but that might also help. But I think the twins are going to try and hide in these shelves over here beforehand, and then if needed. Come out.
Quill, I understand the basics of this circle that you set up and how to activate it, other than the command word that I assume you'll give us at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work on any creature that is inside?
It will work on the hags in specific. Creatures
So
of their
there's-
nature.
There's no danger if one of us is standing inside of it when it's triggered.
Correct. You'll be able to move freely in and out of the circle as you will. Unless one of you happen to be a fiend in disguise. I didn't think
Okay, if
so.
somebody's not telling us something right now, now's the time to speak up.
Or find out the hard way. Perfect.
Now or forever. Hold your peace. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Yep.
I think I'll leave the majority of the speaking with them to Estella. She seems more personable than I am.
She scratches the back of her head and says, I'll do my best. It's usually a lot easier when you want to do it than when you have to and it's important. But I will do my best, she says, very determined. Also, does this nun outfit make me look holy?
I think there's a hole in it if that's what you're asking.
I mean, I'm the one who did it, so yeah, I think it's good. I think you look like you know, a sister who just came right out of the second district. Just try to be a little pious.
She clasps her hands together. Got it. And she'll make her way next to Yelena at that point.
You just hear Quill kind of sigh. It's a little subtle. He's just like, oh boy.
Here we go.
Listen, you could have suggested something, Quill, so I got to decide. And this is the best we got.
You did. And it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And that ain't magic either. So like if they had something that could like, get around that, ain't gonna work.
You've got me there. It's not magic.
Right, I'm gonna go find a box to climb in.
What a follow-up.
Yeah, right here should probably be good. If you can see me, you should probably say something. Okay, let's see. Core's got a stealth.
You got a little time, so you can take advantage. Because, you can arrange boxes and open up a few, try to find one that maybe you want to actually hide in.
23 is pretty good.
23 is pretty good.
Let's see, I will roll as well.
That was a pretty good check.
Yep. Same goes
my
for the
God.
twins, since they're going to have some time.
Yep. I would just have to pull up both the sheets to roll separately for them. Stealth. This is for Haba. Oh, and this is for Nero. Stealth, where you at on this page? There you are. Oh, that went a lot better for Nero than I was expecting for Haba. Or well, I expected it to go the other way.
Like Hobbit's got like a nervous foot that he's just constantly
Yes.
tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Or Haba.
Yeah.
I mean,
It.
yeah, right.
Would
for him.
you? Yeah. In that case, I don't know if it's gonna help, but I'm gonna say because Hobbit's just having a really hard time finding a spot that like he likes, he's gonna boost like try and move further away instead, like further back compared to Narrow and Core. I don't think that's gonna help at all, but I think yeah,
Can help a little.
it makes sense to me at least. Yeah. Okay.
For the record, you guys have like this whole warehouse to also use. Like you got all this map down here.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Fair, just so.
It's really far back to put him.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
And remember, you could always blow inspiration on your stealth check too.
I know, but I there's legendary action though, Core. Legendary action.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You got this. You're good.
I mean, you heard the woman. It's fine. You got this.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Believe.
And then you're gonna get there and it's like, what's that tall, awkward man doing over there? No. Yeah. No. Alright, I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Okay.
No more indecisiveness.
Quill is going to, walk a little further into the room. So all of you can hear me. For those that it may be pertinent, but who knows how this will unfold, the command word for this magic circle is Therath. It's a draconic phrase. It's meant for trick or trap. And so it is clear it will require one of you to let the visitors in due to the arcane locks. They will be unable to move the doors.
I suppose that will be me then.
I knew my nerdisms with draconic anything would come in handy.
But how close are we to the expected meeting at this point?
You've got like 15 minutes.
Enhanceability on Estella for charisma.
Ooh, thank you. That is very appreciated.
Benita will make her way to the door. She's also going to, give her a bardic dice at some point when it's getting a bit closer. But
we can arrange that.
Ooh. Wait, I have to stand here, right? Oh, I'm so nervous. Both in character and out of character.
Do you mind just typing up the command words for the magic circle and the arcane locks? Just to have it in chat?
There is none for the arcane locks. They just work for you guys.
Okay.
It's the magic circle, which the command words was Thera.
Therath.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thera.
Was there one for the kids? I can't remember. I thought I thought I remember like a second command word from last session, but
No.
I might just be misremembering.
The kids just trigger upon being touched.
Got it.
Which he warned would include you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why 2 of them are trapped and 2 of them are not. So if you need to do a display or an example, there are 2 that you can manipulate and 2 that you cannot.
Okay, so I'm
Just
assuming
also remember they were
don't touch
only
the red dot
they
ones.
were only holed up to inspection for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
In the waning minutes up to the meeting, any last preparations you would like to make?
Let me just look at my spell list real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything I want to see about doing.
Does anybody have a pacemaker?
The only thing I've got is I'm gonna be using where is it?
Using?
You made sure to switch Chromacall off to lightning, right, Core?
Yeah,
I think you
it
did
is
last
the lightning.
session.
It's already
Yep.
typed.
Yep, he did it at
Okay.
the end of last session.
Okay.
What did I? Is this literally gone from my sheet?
What?
Oh, size them up. There we go. Yeah, I'm using size them up.
Of course.
It as like they're coming in and everything like this. So letting you know now.
Doesn't that also show you proficiency?
Yeah, it does, but I
now. It
haven't
does
added it
now.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if that changed or anything.
Or at some point you need to post.
did
You just need to post these. I need you to post like the giant. Like I'm assuming it's like a spreadsheet at this point.
He's got a
It's on
list
my
of
character sheet.
comparisons. Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen it.
I'll throw my bardic die towards Estella.
And what? That's a D.
Is it a? It's not a D8 yet, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it is.
D8 at level 5.
Well, there you go.
I'll write that down so I don't forget. I made it orange because your token's orange. Or at least your hair is. Like orange red. Close enough.
It's like an auburny red. It's not quite as, flaming red as Estella's.
Stella sticks out like a sore thumb.
we're just gonna have to dye Core's hair at some point. It's
She's
gotta match.
tall. She has bright red hair, which, if I remember correctly, is a little bit rare for her race. And her eyes are blue, which is also rare for her race, if I remember correctly.
For the type of elf you are, yes.
Yeah. So she's just the rare of the rare. On the type of elf,
Yeah.
according to the
Let's
type of elf
just
she is, yeah.
let's just hope these hags don't know anything about any of you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no
Okay,
amount
so,
of makeuping will have helped.
So you put contacts on her, right?
I mean, it's a disguise. Like your general feature, you should not be recognizable with that. Like
You did get a
I have
really
everything.
good
It's
roll.
the
you just-
intention of the disguise is sorry.
I was gonna say you had some soot in the disguise kit. You just ran it through her hair, so now she's a bit of a dirty brown hair, versus the bright red that she had.
I mean, he's not dyeing the hair. I will tell you that much, because that probably goes beyond the capabilities of the kit, and also I do not have enough time to just do that. But the outfit is designed to basically, it should be a completely different set of change. The hair should be done up in a way that doesn't make it immediately recognizable as to who you are. Contact lenses are something that might be included in the base kit. I don't know. That's up to Dyer, but like the thing is basically meant to remove the ability to identify you immediately, because it's a disguise.
I was gonna say, hair dye is one of the standard things in a disguise kit in 5e.
Oh, okay. Then we've got some hair dye stuff going on here.
Some washable hair dye.
I imagine.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I was just pulling it like I believe in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what is in the description of a disguise kit. I should probably look at that right now and see if there actually is something, instead of me just basically assuming that it's not going to give me a greater description. Okay,
Really,
so
Turn the poor adjutant's bath like black because she had to wash it all that temporary black hair dye.
Now her fingertips are black and underneath her nails.
It's the worst. Kids everywhere.
no, it specifically calls out hair dye.
It's vague on like everything, but then specifically calls out hair dye as being one of the things.
That is weirdly specific.
They just wanted to make sure you can hide, you know?
It's like a pouch of cosmetics, hair dye, and small props.
That's pretty good, actually. They were very specific about the hair dye.
I can imagine a lot of people just like having a debate about whether hair dye is, something that's actually a thing in the era that they're playing in.
I mean, through like magic, probably.
Well, I mean, magic could do it. Are you just carrying magic hair dye in your disguise kit? Probably not.
Yeah.
That being said, there are substances that can be run through people's hair that will stick and, make their color darker or adjust or, to be brighter or blonder, right? It's probably more like paint than it is proper dye.
Yeah. It's far from, modern hair dye. But, you could use a whole bunch of stuff to dye your hair temporarily. I used Kool-Aid once to dye my hair.
Yep, been there. Yes, that aside, the disguises are convincing. That is not a concern. All right, though. If there is no other catch-up you need to do, time will pass. And you will hear a authoritative knock ring on the smaller door over here. It will echo throughout the warehouse, and then after another moment, if it is not answered, a second knock will follow.
Lena will wait just a moment so it's not obvious she's waiting right beside the door, and then open it.
Okay.
And kind of step with the door as it swings open to not block the path.
Standing outside is a beautiful, finely dressed drow woman, a Tafakari elf. Flanking her are two guardsmen, dressed in half plate, carrying maces and shields. The three of them will step in.
What was the name of the noble that they had taken over the life of? We found out.
Great question. Let me go find that note.
Wait, was I supposed to be next to you? Probably, right?
You can be wherever you want to be. Yelena's just letting them in.
Okay, well, she'll stay on this side then, because it looks like they're all on that side.
Hang on, I've got it around here somewhere. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Well, that doesn't make me look like a professional at all. So we're gonna have some minor inconsistencies in names. I apologize.
Is it in the write-ups?
I have a feeling since Quinn is the one asking, I suspect it is not.
You can just have it written as a nobleman of the 4th district.
Yeah, I don't remember writing the name down. I can take a look real quick through the chat log. Because it's not super long.
Yeah, I suppose it's actually not a bad idea. Okay, we're gonna take a tiny little breather break while sort through this. I should really start using prefaces before I post names. That way they'd be easily searchable.
Oh, I have a D4 in stealth checks.
You do. Yeah, please remember all the bonuses that Greg spent all morning preparing a meal to give you.
My check is now 827.
Scrolling?
This name was posted. Nyana. Oh, Minor. The command word is Osa. Constaman. Orena Thetris. There's also a name that was posted.
Olrina sounds correct.
Of Pepperidge Farms.
They do
Yep,
own
we-
farms.
Okay. Then that I think is the right one. I didn't even have to go that far down.
Nailed it.
Okay,
Well-
cool. Found it.
I'm glad that didn't take long. Allow me to write down the name.
Do we know was she this type of elf? This
Yes.
seemed to match.
She was the Tafakari.
Yelena will just open up by saying, Lady Thetris, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please, come in.
Wordlessly, she will enter with her two guardsmen flanking just behind her. She will then sort of hand wave them to either sides of the warehouse. And you'll watch as they'll begin walking to either side. Kind of taking a slow patrol route, looking through things. Securing the perimeter, if you will.
Yelena will quietly shut the door. Just gesture towards the center and say, right this way, if you please.
She'll quietly walk to the center of the room, just in front of Stella. Her eyes will brush over you briefly, but then they'll cast beyond you towards the children standing in the back. And much to Quill's credit, the kids from that distance, you can see them shifting slightly in position, like they're uneasy to be here. Despite only being clay dolls. So, I see the stock you have looks to be in decent health. What are you asking for them?
Out of character, what are we asking? Asking for them.
I don't know how much a kid goes on the black market, I'm sorry.
If we want to base it on what we know they've been giving people, it would be like 500 gold each, I think.
That is what you heard in the gang's hideout in the Green Ward.
We could probably upcharge them, considering they seem to be in need.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I can do that. Estella will look to the drow woman in front of her and say, 500 apiece. Actually, 700. They were hard to come by.
You run an orphanage. What's so difficult to come by homeless children?
It's not so much about finding them, but getting them here. You do know there are people always watching. Have to be careful. Too many go missing at once. They might get suspicious.
Yes, that is true enough. And why, might I ask, are two upstanding citizens from the Second Ward selling children? What do you get out of this?
Oof, this is the part where I have to make a good point. Uh,
Money.
let me
I
think.
mean, out of character, just ham it up. Just ham it up. Also, let me know when a minute passes.
Yep.
She says, money. Why else would anybody do it for? I heard the word on the street is you give good cash. That's all I want.
So why did you dedicate your life to a deity like the Mother, and then end up betraying all of that to sell children to people like me?
She gives the drow woman a very sickening grin, I guess. She's gonna try out some acting, yeah, boy. Anyway, so she gives her a sickening grin and says, "The Mother has turned her back on me, and so for that, I have decided I will do the same. This world, these pests, they mean nothing. Might as well get what I can."
Hmm. And your underling feels the same? Her eyes turn to Yelena.
Yes, the Mother has also turned her back on her.
Even if she hadn't, these children are. Just kind of looks over towards the children with disdain. Well, let's just say they're the least of her beloved. There's a reason they were chosen. They won't be missed, and they deserve whatever they get.
I want both of you to make deception checks.
Okay, what does enhance ability do?
Give you advantage.
on all charisma.
You also have a bardic dice. Also,
Wait, I didn't
I should
hear.
probably.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what enhance ability does.
It gives you advantage on charisma-based checks. So you have advantage
Okay,
on this
okay.
deception check, and you also have a D8 in case you'd like to roll that as well.
Okay,
That's pretty good, though.
that's pretty bad.
Roll that D8. Roll that D8.
Oh,
Not
20, not
Oh.
bad.
All right, I get to the 20. That's pretty good.
Yulida's really good at just throwing shade.
Yep.
Honestly, I was better.
You
I was better
also-
for persuasion than I was deception.
Estella, you have a D4 to concentration checks. Yelena, you've got a D4 to perception checks. I'm just gonna
No,
post this right here.
Mine's
Well,
concentration.
Yeah. She
Requested
has to change it. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I okayed it, so our two spellcasters are like just beefier with their con checks. Concentration
Yep.
checks.
Yep, I got it.
You watch as Lady Thetris takes a couple of steps forward, eyes still on the children, and then partway through Yelena's explanation, she stops, and she's almost shoulder to shoulder with you now, Estella. And her
Mhm.
eyes turn to regard you.
She'll look back.
You've been forsaken by your goddess, and you now sell her children for profit. But you would still suffer day to day doing the menial chores that are still asked of you. That isn't beneath you yet.
You have to keep up appearances, no?
Though if you're offering some kind of alternative employment, we'd be willing to hear you out.
Estella will nod in agreement.
Well, I certainly can offer a better living wage than what you're going to be paid working at an orphanage.
That sounds something that I would definitely be interested in. That is, if you can keep up on your promises.
Awfully bold of you to make any such comments, given our business dealings right now.
Don't take it too seriously. Everyone's always willing to do anything for prices, you know?
Core, we'll give you your first hit of size up.
Okay, cool. Let's put the fork in the garbage disposal.
I described it as like a drug. Like, yeah, here's your first hit.
Mm-hmm. There's,
All right.
there's a crate just vibrating violently on one of the shelves.
No one pays attention to it.
Okay, so
Rats,
let's
clearly.
take a look at this. So this elven woman, Orlena, we're gonna pick HP.
Okay.
We are going to do. Let me go down my list of people who I've actually sized up because I have one for every single person.
I'm gonna do an infographic at the end of this campaign for all of Core's size ups.
That'd be great.
Okay. Let's make this interesting.
Sure.
HP comparable to Imnish.
That is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Superior.
How do you compare? Oh, okay, superior to Imnish.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was not expecting that.
I mean, she do be. She
He's-
do.
All right.
When you start comparing hag covens, what are you gonna do? You're gonna learn things.
True.
Okay. All right. So we're dealing with beef. Let's see how we're dealing with this. Level of spell slots comparable to Quill.
Inferior.
Okay.
Whew. Quill's
All right.
good man's.
He's lived a pretty long life.
Mm-hmm.
Got some experience.
I know
under his belt.
I know what his spell slot level is too, considering his is equivalent to George Clooney, and George Clooney also threw out the highest level spell that they were capable of using. So I'm like, okay, that's reassuring, but also not reassuring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't. It tells you at least a ceiling, but like that ceiling would have been unreasonable had that been the case. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when that ceiling also includes, things I'm already expecting, but also things that could be problematic. Anyway, that's the first hit.
Okay.
Mhm.
You continue to watch as the guards keep about their patrol. Just doing casual
no way.
sweeps.
Yeah, there's no way I would be able to size up these guards because they're going in and out, sweeping through. So we are just going to continue eyeing them up.
Yep. You know, it's been quite difficult as of late to make acquisitions like these. There have been individuals actively seeking to thwart my efforts. been quite a nuisance. Have you faced any such trials as of late?
She gives an aura of acting as if she's in thought. And she says, I can't say we have. But that's also because of our cover. No one's going to suspect you when you work there.
I will be right back. I'm just making my food order. I am still here, paying attention.
But word on the street is you are coming into some trouble. I've heard that much, which is why I upped the prices a bit. Like I said, supply and demand.
Wise of you. The push where you have an advantage.
She gives her a grin.
But are you really in any position to try to push for more money? You two are the ones taking the risk.
Ah, yes, but you are the one that wants. No?
Oh, of course. But I can easily just out both of you for what you're doing.
And
I'm
wait
wealthy.
about you. Oh, facts.
Yes, I can buy my way out of anything. You two, however, will be thrown into a deep, dark place where religious zealots will never see the light of the sun again.
Estella will keep her grin and say, we could always go elsewhere then. If you want them, you pay up. If you don't, we'll walk away.
Return the price to 500 gold apiece, and we may continue our negotiation.
Or we reach a middle ground of 600.
Make a persuasion check.
I love that Estella's
21.
pushing for a better deal in this imaginary.
21.
Her expression goes from flat and stern to a sudden quirk of a smile. I'm impressed. Many people in your position would have capitulated. 600 gold ahead it is.
I'm glad we could come into a consensus.
My food order has been made.
She pauses for a second and says, you're right, most people wouldn't. But see, that's how I could be such an advantage to you.
I agree.
An asset.
Now, show me these children. And she
Right
begins
this way.
walking forward. She's going to stop at Yelena.
Desire, can you remind me? These auto-activate, right?
Yep. They are proximity based.
And we just needed her to be in the magic circle, correct?
Yeah, but if we trigger it right now, we're only trapping her. And I'm pretty sure these are the other two hags, probably.
True. All right.
They might be strawmen.
Yeah, I
Could be
could see
strawman.
them being like
Well,
beefed up summon.
to avoid suspicion, Estella's also gonna walk through the area because if she walks around it, it's gonna be stupid obvious.
Oh. Do I get my second hit as they're about to walk in?
Sure.
Okay. We will do, going through this. We are gonna do proficiency bonus.
Compared.
Compared to I don't know what anybody's is, but I definitely think that hers is probably higher than us. But let's go ahead and use Quill as a basis.
Compared to Quill, inferior.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, and let's go ahead and do because I can get other things here. Let's get a armor class.
Okay. Compared.
Add a character. Which of us has the highest armor class?
I
Probably.
suspect Narrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Or
probably me.
maybe Yelena.
Yeah.
Yelena
Yelena?
has 17.
Yeah, I don't really do armor class very often. So,
Greg, what is Nara's?
17. It's
Oh,
the same
okay.
as Yelena's.
You guys have the same.
Okay. Yeah.
okay, armor class comparable to Yelena.
Okay. Equal.
Ooh, good to
Yelena
know.
is going to step towards one of the not booby-trapped children and just kind of place a hand on the puppet's head. And just like showing that they're submissive.
The dummy flinches. Again, for the little time, Quill did good work.
So, before things hit the fan, I am going to try to spy on the one over there
Okay.
for as long as I can before things happen.
As you can see, the children are all in good health and obedient. You'll have no trouble transporting them anywhere that you need to take them and getting them to do whatever it is that you want them to do or whatever they're going to be used for. We've put the fear of God in them, so to speak.
She's going to be stepping forward to get next to you, Yelena.
Yeah, and Estella will follow.
She casts her eyes between the four children, reaches up and takes fingers that sort of caress along the jawline of the child, and just like before, the child flinches.
She'll motion at this one. By all means, feel free to make sure that we're not trying to trick you with any of them.
And it's at that moment you hear one of the guardsmen that came with her go, "Hey, you over there! What are you doing here?" And her eyes immediately snap up. And they lock on to Hava.
Oh,
And
like to
then
think that-
her eyes turn and regard Estella and Yelena.
Yelena's gonna look towards where the shouting is and look surprised.
Estella will, funnily enough, do the same. She'll just be like, she'll even gasp. Like, she's completely shocked that there's someone there.
If you would like
near
to join my ranks, I would suggest you deal with the problem.
I'm gonna Hava to play it off clueless, like he just kind of crashed here the night before, looking for.
He's just rolling off a shelf.
Yeah, just what's going on? Who are all you
Hava just-
people?
rolls off the shelf. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. World.
He's on the ground.
No witnesses.
What's going on?
1,000 gold to whoever kills him.
Oh!
How about kills themselves?
Nero goes, I'm sorry.
The guard on the right is going to begin making his way over.
Is he?
And he's going to step into the glyph.
Nice.
And fail the saving throw.
Oh!
Hmm.
Woo! Spicy. 13, 18, 23. Plus 4. 27 points of lightning damage.
Jesus.
The ward will trigger, sending out this violent streak of lightning bolts from the center of the glyph. This guard just taking the brunt of it and kind of falling to a knee, partially stunned from it. And then Lady Fetris turns. I guess this isn't all that appears to be, is it? Will you be able to explain this one?
Like, Yelena's gonna look at Estella and look at the child and just say, shove her.
Yeah. She'll nod. Yeah, shove her into the fucking child.
try to help
Oh,
Estella.
sorry. She'll help you.
I think at that point, like, sorry.
Just trying to help you. She's only got 7. Pretty much stronger than her. And also have a better angle.
Okay, yeah, I'll shove her then.
Oh, I
what do
know.
roll?
Athletics.
Yeah, it's
It's
athletic
a
check.
contested strike check. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
You're
like
helping
at this
me,
point,
right? Because if you help
Right?
me,
Yeah, I mean, that's what
yeah.
it was.
I was
I
gonna
guess.
say, like, I think, like, literally with that, I think Core's probably just gonna literally just pop out and just start, like, attacking with his, like...
Well, I just remember hearing Elena said she was going to help Estella, so I'm just assuming that's what happened, and so she did really good.
Mm-hmm. You did. And she did not succeed in the contest and will be shoved into the child. Now she's got to try to see if she can avoid this.
Thanks.
The answer is no.
The unfortunate answer is yes.
Oh, fuck.
You shove her into the child, throwing her off balance. And as she lands into this clay amalgamation, knocking it over and falling with it, you watch as bursting out from underneath the clothes and through part of its clay chest, you watch as this gold chain lashes out and attempts to wrap around her. She rolls deftly out of the way. The chain kind of suddenly going limp and clattering to the ground. And we're going to roll initiative there.
Estella
Sorry,
just looks at
roll.
Yelena and goes, I did my best.
I will blow inspiration on my initiative roll because I don't want to start off with a 4.
No, join me in the bottom tier. It's fun. It's fun.
Now when I have a +8. Oh my god.
You know, you tried.
You did try.
Is
Do
this
you want to
worth
use
doing?
another?
No, don't use another. Just keep it for
I like going fast, so yeah, we are going to use one more.
Bold.
And hope that Dyer is especially nice to me today. There we go.
There you go.
We can work with that. I also don't know if whatever, it's fine. Surprise round is probably out of the question.
Yeah, it's out of the question. You did not. The surprise round was attempting to shove her, because otherwise she wasn't really surprised by. She was now alerted after Haba being present and then the rune going off. She's no longer going to be surprised by other people appearing. And you, never mind. Yeah, that's it. You don't need the roll and error. He goes after your turn. I always forget that. In which case, we're going to just go over here. And then Yelena, you're up first.
Just looks over and sees that, yes, they were successful shoving the hag into the child, and then realizes that the hag managed to dodge it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Plan B.
Plan B.
She is going to carefully make her way over to here, and she's going to look at the hag, cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. It's a wisdom save, right?
Yes.
She will succeed. By 1.
Darn. She takes half damage then.
15 will be 7. Basic math. Okay. Is that your turn, Yelena?
Yep, that'll be her turn.
Okay. Core, you are a jack in the box.
If I move before making the attack roll, would I still get advantage on the attack roll?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Core will come out of the box. God, I can't words.
He's gonna jack out of the box.
I was gonna try to make it not sound awful, but then I look. Everything is terrible. All right. I don't know how high up these shelves are, but you know, whatever.
They're tall. If you were actually on the top shelf, 20 feet high.
What kind of roll is it to like drop, climb, like grab the edge of it and just basically like, you know,
so
tumble down?
Climb down, athletics check. Jump and roll, acrobatics.
We'll
I
go with
suspect I know which
acrobatics.
one you're going to do. You're fine.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. All right, and then Core will make his a sling attack with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
It is lightning. I will change the damage type on this to make it so. Actually, wait. Do I want to do that? Sure.
What do you want to do?
Cast command.
Okay. First, I'm gonna require a religion check.
All right.
Okay. Command will work. What is your command?
And I'm gonna change my movement actually, as a result of this. Core is gonna move here instead, because I remembered. And his command is going to be approach.
Okay. Oof. That is a crit. She will succeed.
All right. That is action. He used his movement already. I don't think I have anything I can do as an action except maybe bonus action dash. And we'll just draw Tiger Gutter and make like some taunting motions at her with it via like the warriors where the weapons scraping on the ground and we're just like doing it like so you've come out to play. Let's play.
Yeah, fair enough.
Core looks pissed. All right,
Okay.
So I'll wait for their turn to go through, and then I'm going to go get my food, which is right down the road.
When that happens, we're just gonna take a little 10-minute break.
Okay.
So we'll get to the bottom of the initiative, and then we'll take that break.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, Lady Fetris, now with this furious snarl on her face, whips her head around, looking at Estella, her eyes cast down over towards Kor, who she now sees. You would dare to attack me. You will not survive this. And as she rights herself, she is going to... Yeah, she's gonna... she wants to make a statement. She is going to shove past Estella. And she will provoke an attack of opportunity if you feel like trying to bitch slap her on the way by.
I will.
Okay.
With my... What do I have to bitch slap her with? I have a whip.
You do.
I also get one, right?
You do.
I'll take that swing.
Oh, I miss.
You do.
Maybe now we can get the nat ones out of the way.
Okay. The scimitar hit, but as you've expected, it does not cut as deeply as you would have liked. And a loud crackling energy is going to gather in her hands, and she's going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Haha.
Estella,
Connect
Yelena.
four.
No,
Let's
she's
play
not.
Connect Four.
So let's say Estella, Yelena, please make dexterity saves.
You
Estella
can't. You
says
just
no.
use your reaction,
Oh.
Sam. With the,
Oh yeah, that's right.
attack.
Fuck! I shouldn't have. No! I don't want to get
A
dexterity saving throw.
dexterity saving throw. Very valuable lesson to learn early on. It's good. It's good. It's good.
I wanted to hit her though.
Oh,
I
blow
understand.
inspiration on that.
Okay.
What was this DC?
Okay. You will both succeed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Still gonna hurt though.
Well, I mean, 86 is never nothing, but you know, it also is just like one of the most storied set of dice you roll, where sometimes you're just like, oh, that wasn't much of anything. That was pretty good though. That was pretty good.
That's kind of good damage.
Yeah, it's actually
It's like
pretty
16,
good damage. It's a pretty good
right?
damage. Yeah, so
Ow.
16 lightning damage total.
Okay, so -6 from HP. I mean, from temp HP. So 10.
Yeah, look, you guys had temp HP at least. That's something. Stella.
Yeah.
I might be able to get her into the magic circle out of character when it gets to my turn. I have an idea.
Nero's just hiding over there.
Snatch her by the wig and drag her in.
True, this we find out it's literally a wig.
And then it's just like, no.
Alright, so Estella is going to quicken mirror image.
Ooh.
So that's 2 points. And then quicken mirror image. So she'll have like 2 more.
3 more of you, isn't it?
Or, yeah, three.
It's 4
Yeah.
in total, including you.
Yep, so I'll have 3 more of me.
Okay. Please remind me whenever it comes up if I target you with an attack.
Yeah, no, of course. Then it's still a quartet, exactly. And then she will cast a firebolt at her.
You're gonna quicken one?
I quicken the mirror image. Mirror image is one
Oh,
action, so that turns
gotcha.
into a bonus action.
Yep. Okay. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the quicken. Okay. In which case,
Oh yeah,
please
yeah.
firebolt.
And then I will firebolt. 23.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. Spoilers, you guys actually know her AC.
And then it all goes through because I got this fantastic feat.
You do. The
And
firebolt
anyone-
strikes her, and she is surprised that it hurts as much as it does. As
She
you
grins.
watch as the fire that licks over her very exquisite clothing burning part of it goes from yellow to orange to flickering purple at its edges.
Oh, interesting. She just grins, and that's the end of her turn.
Guard number 1 is going to rush up here. Yelena, please make a wisdom save.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
You'll succeed. You felt as this guardsman ran up and with the shield arm raised a hand in your direction, kind of curling in their fingers. You felt in the back of your head this growing, tingling sensation that became almost a clawing. And for a moment, the thoughts across your mind was, we're doomed. We're all going to die here. And then your will overcame the thought, and you realized that that implanted thought was from an effect that this person was casting upon you. This person is going to trigger the glyph of warding. Will succeed against it. Magic resistance is a hell of a drug.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
14, 18, 21.
Can't believe that these perfectly normal guards have
Three.
the ability to cast spells and have magical resistance.
Who'd have thunk? It's crazy. Glyph of warding will trigger. They will take 11 points of damage because they succeeded. We'll move up here. And Yelena's still going to be the unfortunate on the receiving end of their ire, so make a second wisdom save, please.
Okay.
Wow, Yelena's just on it. The circumstance is much the same. You shook off one feeling of dread only for a second to creep into your head, but you managed to force away these terrible thoughts. And you realize now, turning around, you see the other guard that is taken up almost the mere opposite position with the same gesture in your direction.
Yelena does not like being manipulated or controlled.
Narrow's time to bust on through. 30 feet to get up here. I would like to try and grapple.
Okay. Make an
I'm gonna
athletics
go
check.
and re-roll that, spending an inspiration. That's better.
That's really good. That's super tough for her to beat. Beatable, but wow, was it hard.
Mm-hmm.
22? Oh, wow.
Yep.
21. She just failed.
Oh, you fool! And seeing this, Hobbi's gonna go Narrow, and then he's gonna edict move. So I'm going to use Nero's bonus action to dash with her into the magic circle.
Yeah, you'll have the movement. You can get her there.
Yeah,
Sure.
Be in the pit.
And then Haba is going to move forward 25 feet and extend his arm forward towards this guy, and up to the forearm is going to turn a dark ash color as he casts a spell. I renamed this, but I've still got what it is. It's just Earth and Grasp. It's Ash and Grasp. That is not the right DC. That is supposed to be like a DC 16. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's literally just missing your charisma modifier. So there's a drop down menu, I think. You just have to input charisma. 5
Got it,
square.
got
Yep, that's him. Medium sized. Yep, strength saving throw. Okay. All right. Second roll. All right. Surprisingly, gonna fail. Unless the DC was really 11, in which case they succeed.
Alright, he's gonna take 2d6 bludgeoning damage from this.
They are restrained.
And he is restrained. So 6 to hand on it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just hitting the button again just to make sure I added hit the right drop down menu.
Hey.
There we go. Sorry.
Nailed.
Got it.
You're
All
good.
Right, and that is my turn.
Okay. That is the bottom of the initiative. We are going to take a 10-minute break right now. So Dawn can go get his food. We can stretch our legs. I can go to the bathroom. And we can come back and see how well this is going to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I will do all of those things. I will be real quick.
Yeah. I am surprised all of that went the way I wanted it to. I am very happy about that.
Well, now the trick is actually getting her trapped in the magic circle.
Yelena. I need you to say the word.
I assume it's an action to speak the command word.
No, it's not. You guys have free speech over the course of a round. To speak either a couple of phrases or a full sentence. This would be a phrase. So technically, anyone can do it. You just have to actually be able to do it.
Yeah. I already did a lot this turn. I mean, I didn't want to also try and justify that. That's why I didn't say it myself. But all right, actual break time now. Gonna grab a drink.
Actual breakdown. Be right back. I have returned.
Welcome back. Oh, it's so tempting to try to get these other two into the circle before we activate it, but it feels like a bad idea.
If you have easier ways to do it than dragging them in.
I have Dissonant Whispers, but that's going against a Hag's Wisdom save at advantage.
I mean, one did just fail a strength save against them with advantage.
True. Also able to push people a little bit with my blade flourishes, but not that far.
Yeah, I feel like that particular blade flourish is only really good when it's going to do exactly what you want, not just a little bit of moving around, you know?
Yeah. It only reliably moves 5 feet because, you know, you roll any less than a 5 on your bardic dice, then
It doesn't really do anything.
yeah, it's like, okay, round down from 9 feet to 5 feet.
Yeah, honestly, it's the feature out because I really like the sword, the College of Swords. I hate that one particular feature though. Everything else is great. That one though, I think is just straight up bad.
Granted, I'm fine with it being a little bit on the weaker side because you've also got like defensive flourish, which is really good.
It is very good. I don't know. I think all options should be roughly the same strength, so that way you have to constantly choose which one is better for a particular situation, versus going, well, I'm never going to use that unless it really fits this one particular moment. Whereas defensive flourish is like almost never a bad idea.
Yeah. Same with like slashing flourish. It's like, even if you are in a situation where you're surrounded by like 8 people, it's like the D8 damage AoE.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like a cantrip.
Yeah, and it doesn't scale like one either. Time to redesign the College of Sword. And I'm only partially kidding. I might start looking at that a little.
It's clearly just time for me to remodel Yelena into a to be exactly like a dancer from Final Fantasy XIV. I was considering seeing if at some point I could get like some returning chakrams or something.
I have another character that already has some, so it's not impossible.
Just cool. And I mean, nothing in the College of Swords' toolkit specifies that any of their things have to be made with a sword. Just is able to use all of her flourishes with her short bow.
Fair. I mean, you're not wrong.
A bit weird in context, but
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could shoot a short bow really hard and push somebody back 5 feet. I usually think of it more as just like hitting the exactly right spot that causes them to stagger back really hard, but
Well, you're not wrong. It literally is just if you just make a weapon attack on that turn. Huh. So yeah, you
It's
can
really
literally
weird.
flourish with any weapon.
Yep. It's just one of those weird things where it's like, oh yeah, Swordsbard, you use swords, right? But Swordsbard is also like the best archer among the bards as well.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because it's like a little mini battle master.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, is that the flourishes are just not as good. Like, they'll add damage to the attack, sure, but the effects aren't as valuable. Like,
Yeah.
you can get up, you can get a huge chunk of increase on your AC, right? That's great, but considering you're keeping your distance, unless you're being targeted, it's nothing, really, right?
Yeah.
I just want to see a College of Swords bard with a great axe, and then I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Nothing stopping you from using Dex or Strength.
You just gotta roll well enough.
You're medium armor proficient, so if you've got like a 14 Dex, just slap on some half plate.
Don't even need that. At least not on my table. Because you can add strength mods to medium armor.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that. It's like a character strength. We're gonna fight some like shadows someday, like more than we've already fought.
Yep, I'm gonna
just
suck you guys dry. All of you guys are going to die. Strength was like everyone's dump stat except the Stella because the Stella just rolled too well.
Just gonna get hit twice by a shadow. Just have no time to react to anything. Just 2 bad rolls.
Yeah, you and Core both are in danger of being like 2-shot by shadows. Like not even an
I was making some hot tea.
Ooh, I dig me some hot
Yes.
tea.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy, just some sleepy time with some honey in it.
Ooh, but I love me some sleepy time.
Sleepy time. Oh.
Like
It's an
low
S tier
key.
tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleepy time. I don't need to be sleepy. I just enjoy drinking it. You know, like it's just good tea. It's good tea.
Mm-hmm. And Sam is walking down the stairs as we speak to get to her computer. As well.
Back when I more regularly drank tea, because I've given up most caffeinated things in the last several years.
Understandable.
I used to work at a tea room, fun fact, as a baker for some time. And they had this amazing, absolutely amazing orange blossom oolong tea. And man, you want to talk about just having the worst day, being completely stressed out, brewing a pot of that with just a little bit of milk in it and just sipping it over the course of like an hour. Oh, just all the stress would melt away. It was my favorite tea of all time.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, it's so good. Honestly, oolong tea in general, man.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Mm-hmm. I've started making the switch too. Most of the coffee I drink now from work, I just drink decaf from work because, yeah, like I'm starting man, I think this is not healthy for my heart. Having like
First of
these
all,
espresso.
it's really not. So hypertension runs in my family, from my dad's side, and he's always been like a huge nut about it.
Yeah.
You know, I knew about it and I respected it. So I'm a little overweight. Something I'm working on right now, but I've struggled with for a large sum of my life. But luckily, I've always had a very strong heart because at the very minimum, I would always do a lot of like cardio. I would either walk everywhere or ride my bike everywhere. So at the very least, like, you know, I never would lose weight because I would have a lot of cardio during the day, but I always eat like crap all the time. So I balanced out at the very least. So my heart was always very strong. So I'm very thankful for that. But then in college, between one of my earlier jobs, which was working in an Italian restaurant where I drank espressos, like 5 to 6 espressos every day while I worked.
Yeah.
And then later, when college got way more intense, I became heavily dependent on energy drinks for functioning day to day. To the point that I would drink like 3 to 4 a day pretty easily.
Cool.
And then even after I stopped college and I graduated, I got both of my degrees. When I had that lull of trying to find my place in the world, I used to only really be able to wake up and start the day by cracking open 2, just as a regular day, without any plans to do anything. It's just like how I had to get started. And then I did start eventually to experience some heart palpitations. I was like, oh, hang on a second, I gotta reevaluate my life.
That's how that's what's going on with me right now, which is why I'm like making the switch.
Yeah, no, man. For those of you, if you've never experienced a heart palpitation, it's scary. It's scary as hell if you don't know what's going
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, just like if you enjoy caffeine, just like tone it back a little. You'll thank yourself later.
Yeah.
Because again, as I've gotten older, I've had a lot of realizations. So I also have I have a very rare type of glaucoma, and also for the fact that I'm very young to have glaucoma. It's an old person thing from what I've been told. But I have a regularly high eye pressure. Where like the average person has like 18 to 19, like that's healthy. I had a 46 in one eye and like a 49 in the other.
Wow.
Which is extraordinarily bad. So much so the specialist when I got here was like, it's a miracle you're not blind already. And he's like, if you didn't come here and we didn't start doing things, you were going to be blind in a couple of years. I realized one of the biggest influences I have in my life now that I've gotten a little bit older, I'm in my early 30s now. I just turned 32 in May. Is that I want to continue going because I want to be able to see and experience the lives of my children. And so I have like, well, I just want to be around for it. So, I mean, I got to take care of my heart. And then of course my eyesight, which is a really big thing to me because I'm also, my work is all visual, is I also want to be able to see them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's silly for me to think about anything otherwise and be like, yeah, well, you know, those eye drops, I can skip those this morning. I'm just too lazy. But I don't. I'm at that point where I'm like, these things are so much more important to me than the casual access to getting an energy boost from time to time, which I don't even get anymore from caffeine or energy drinks because of my aforementioned abuse of them when I was younger.
Honestly, it's just I like the taste a lot, which is this depressing thing.
Yeah, I can't argue.
Like,
I can't argue with you there.
Like, I cut down to at most one fully caffeinated cup of coffee, not even espresso, just coffee, a day, and then the rest is decaf if I drink it at all. Or most times it's just straight decaf if I'm like working.
I have the fortunate luck of not having a non-addictive personality. So if I pick something up, I can put it right back down, no problem. Like, it does not faze me whatsoever to just, like, coffee can't be like addicted to it. Cigarettes can't do it. Well, I just can put things down like it's nothing.
Also,
Like
I've
tried them all. Like, I've tried them all, don't get me wrong. Like, I've tried to, like, you know, cigarettes, drinking, coffee, you know, all the standard stuff. And there's never been a time where I was like, wow, I really need that. I just go, yeah. And I just put it down, never touch it again.
Sam demonstrating her
Good for you.
impressive willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be this path.
It's pretty good.
It is. I mean, because like addictive personalities run in my family. It's very easy to develop habit-forming things. So like everything I've struggled with, I've had to work through. So like, good for you, Sam. That is impressive.
It's even more impressive because it's the same for my family too. There's a lot of addicts in my family, if you catch my drift. And so for me to have see, my mom doesn't touch the stuff like cigarettes and drinking or anything else because she's afraid that she'll get, you know, addicted, which is totally fair. But I tried it because I needed to know for myself.
Fair.
And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Very good.
Nice. Hey, Don.
I am here.
Good.
I have food. Never.
Yeah.
We are in limbo forever. They can't win if they don't take turns. Don't you know that's our strategy?
But neither can you.
This is like one of those games where if you draw, it's considered a loss by you regardless.
Yeah.
We have
How
players,
dare
so we
you.
win.
Well, lest we let time drag on, we're just gonna start up back again. Yelena, top of the round.
Oh boy. Don't think it's feasible for us to try and get these other probably hags into the circle. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to try with at least one. One
Sorry.
more try. Dissonant whispers.
That's very funny to me. Dissonant whispers. They're gonna succeed.
Darn.
After
Yeah, I think at
13.
that point, Yelita's going to just call out the command word. Truth.
Okay. And the magic circle will activate. Show them
With
what
narrow in it.
activated.
It doesn't hold us, thankfully.
It doesn't. Only
Even
fiends.
still,
Oh, thank God.
It is
she's still-
attuned to fiends.
She's in the the octagon with Nero now.
Okay. Quick question before we move on.
Yeah.
Considering what we've talked about my little friend in my head
Uh-huh.
and the type of creature that he is,
Uh-huh.
would Estella would have gotten stuck in there?
We were gonna find out, and the answer is yes.
Oh,
I had a bad feeling about it the
The-
entire time. I didn't want to to say
The first level
so
feature
sad.
where you select what it is, Sam, you also become you also get subtyped as what it is as well. So yes, it would have
Got
caught,
it.
it would have caught Estella new. I was sitting there watching that moment where she was walking through. If you and her were going to be trapped in there together, I was very curious about that.
she would have screamed. But no, I needed to. I thought so as well, but I just thought I'd clarify it real quick.
Trapped in here with Mary.
But also, Estella couldn't not walk through there. She would have made it too obvious that something was there.
Let me just walk around this empty spot in the room.
Yeah, she'd be like, "What?" Okay, sorry. Continue.
That is Yelina's turn. I'm going to restart Discord, but please continue without me. It's being a bit laggy for me.
Okay. Well, that is Yelena's turn. So, next up is Core.
All right. Well, Core is going to move in, as he do,
As you do.
and Core is gonna try to tiger gut her.
Mhm.
So we swing.
And you hit.
Sure do. And then we continue with our movement, not provoking.
Mhm.
And then we are going to use our finisher.
Finish.
Attacking with our sling. With the 19 through 20 crit range. Which I will change on my sheet right now. I am not going to use the special feature on it.
Okay, no superiority.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, superior. Okay, then in that case, the crit range is still 20. All right. Let me just change that back real quick. Sorry. Just double checking my stuff.
Calibrating.
Calibrating. I do not have advantage. I wish I did. But we will take that damage, the 8 plus our sneak attack,
Excellent.
which is 3d6 at this point. Whew, wow.
Rough, buddy.
Lackluster. Still damage.
Yeah, every little bit counts.
Core just does his little drive-by.
Mm-hmm. Meow.
Alright, that'll be his turn.
Okay. Lady Tetris is going to spin. The hand is going to brush up against the mildly translucent barrier of the magic circle cylinder. And she's going to turn and look at Nero, who are still grappling her. Kind of grimace. And then go, "You think you're so clever? Well, time to teach you a lesson then." And she's going to attack you twice.
Right, yeah.
We're gonna lead in with a solid. Hang on, math is hard. That's gonna be a miss, a 16. Second attack. Same number, 16. So she turns to just wallop you with these closed fists twice, but they just bounce off of the armor as you wrangle her in while you've got her grappled.
In true Nero fashion, he just has a blank stare staring back at her at this.
Yeah, that's all she can do. It is Estella's turn.
All right. I don't have to be in the circle to use my magic, do I?
Nope.
Okay, cool. I just need to double check on that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'll leave it to those two boys for now, and I will turn my attention towards these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Scorching.
And,
All at one dude.
Boys are trained.
yeah. Which one's restrained? That one? Okay.
Yep.
So I'll do it to him.
That means you have
I'll get him.
advantage.
All right, here we go. Scorching Ray, don't fail me now. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit. Oof. Nice.
Nice. All right.
Mm-hmm. Hit. Mm-hmm.
2. Oh, none.
Ooh. Oof.
28. Yes.
Did you upcast it?
No, I thought I had advantage.
You did, but
Oh, yeah, I did upcast it. 3rd level, I said.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would hit twice, miss once, and then hit
Gotcha.
one additional time.
Yep. Okay.
And then I do believe, because of my feature, that 1 is treated as a 2.
Yes. So that will
So
be
it's-
7.
Yep.
Not as nice, but
Still better than nothing.
so let me just get a casual calculator.
I think.
17. That's 36.
30. I got 35. Did I add the 6 to the 7? No, I added the
I think
7.
you added the 6 instead of the 7.
I did not. I'm
I
just
also
gonna
got 35.
recalculate.
Oh. Hold on.
You're wrong, Greg.
No!
It's 35. Get your math right.
Yeah, it's 35.
I did it in my head, I'm sorry.
We don't do math in our heads anymore. What year do you think this is?
I do it at work, and my coworkers are constantly mystified that I just know math.
And only because I don't really have any. Wait, let me see. Nah, I'm fine. Yep, that's everything for me.
Okay. You send off a barrage of fiery bolts that as they shriek, you watch again as the edges of the fire turn this bright glowing purple and burn into the exterior of this guardsman. And you watch in the places where it impacts, there are brief moments where you see like edges of the armor and the skin sort of morph and shift, like this isn't its real form.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Well, this person is grasped by a big ashy hand and doesn't like that one bit. But they really don't like being blasted way more. That wasn't fun in the least bit. Toughy. You know, I need to remember they can do that. Oops. So, you know, playing a spellcaster is hard, you know. Okay. We're gonna. Uh. I mean, yeah, they're stuck there. This seems like the best choice. They're gonna lightning bolt this child and Estella.
They're gonna
What?
have to roll to see if they hit me.
That
How does mirror image work?
You'd
with
also get your
save
reaction back,
spell?
Sam, if you want to counterspell that.
That's also.
No, because the possibility of him hitting something else
Let's
is
see.
still there.
So a
Here,
creature
I'll link
targets
it.
you with an
Yeah.
attack. Yeah, roll d20. Well,
This is a save, not a.
yeah,
attack
yeah. It
roll.
does specify attack, which usually means the attack roll. It doesn't actually have anything to do with saving throws.
I'm not sure how you were ruling it, because you used magic missiles to break mine earlier.
I mean, that's also weird. Magic missile causes way too many problems because it's the only thing in the entire game that automatically.
iconic
Oh,
spells
I
in
guess-
general are
Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. So I guess I would have to roll a d20?
Well, so the argument here is because the way 5th edition is written, it's because when it says an attack, it usually means that something that a d20 is rolled and you add a modifier because it's an attack that is going to target you directly. Because this is a saving throw spell, it doesn't qualify. Dawn, I wish to hear your input.
I think it's best to make a ruling now based off of maybe how you feel on the entire thing. The magic missile breaking mirror images isn't exactly how it works by Raw, but I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense. If you think that it should break an image for Sam's image, I think that's also okay. Rules can change based off of, discussion later, but I think it's reasonable for it to potentially break an image, or maybe to treat it like resistance. I don't know, but something, whatever seems fair.
Yeah, you're right. You know what, Sam? Make the deck save anyway.
Yeah, sure.
And then we're gonna see, depending upon what you roll, if it's essentially going to hit you or a duplicate.
Guess me. I
I
rolled very bad.
must roll a 6 or higher. Because we're adding your save bonus, it's going to hit one of your duplicates.
Oh, cool.
It was narrow, but it hit one of your duplicates.
Thank God.
So you will
Incidentally, it also hit narrow.
almost. If she wasn't restrained, she would have set that up better. But she also completely obliterates this clay golem.
It go poof.
Yeah, and the shackles clatter to the ground.
All right. So I have 2 left. I will mark here that I have 2 left, just for easy mode.
You could also just put the number on the mirror image icon.
True. I could have just done that.
Okay.
I think
Well,
it's
this
time
one
to
just
know
has
the-
Yelena. Well, you know what? What are our ranges here? You know what? Sure, this hag's gonna go for the MLG play of the day, and upcast hold person on all 4 of you. All 5 of you.
I think I can counterspell this, since I still technically have my reaction.
You do, and you can cast counterspell. You will have to roll to beat it.
Yeah, I will attempt to.
Remember, if you have inspiration, you can use it on these rolls.
I don't have any left over
Oh, sorry, I need
from
to roll
last
this.
session unless we get them back every session.
This is relevant. I need to roll this.
Question, can you expend inspiration on other players?
No,
I don't think that's the case.
you cannot.
Yelena is, in fact, just barely still holding on to concentration on enhance ability charisma.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
That,
from the lightning bolt, which gives Estella advantage on the ability check required for counterspell in this case.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Oh, that's spicy.
Nice.
Does that really do that? Is that what counterspells ability check is? Yeah,
Well, I
it's
think
yeah,
it's
with your
under
spellcast. Yeah,
spellcasting.
it's a charisma. Yeah, it's a charisma ability check. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same thing like
Wow. Okay.
bards. If they get counterspell, they add their jack of all trades to it.
Yeah, that part I know, and that's why bards are great. All right, Estella. What level are you casting counterspell at? I mean, third, I have to assume, because
yeah,
What you
third.
got?
I don't have anything higher.
in which
than
case,
third right now.
roll at advantage and add your charisma modifier. You have to beat a 16.
What do you want me to roll? Just straight charisma?
Yeah, it's just a straight charisma roll at advantage.
21.
We'll do it.
clutch.
You will counterspell the 6th level hold person.
Oh, thank God.
6th level.
Yeah, that's higher than the capabilities of that. That's coven magic.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm gonna be a son of a bitch. They're gonna counterspell the counterspell.
Oh. Oh.
Lady
What level do
Fetris-
They have to beat.
Lady Fetris in the circle will while struggling with Narrow see the wave of magic from Estella and catch hers and dispel it. She doesn't. It's because it's third level. If she casts counter spell at third level, it will also cancel it out. In which case, I need wisdom saves from everybody.
Everyone?
Everyone.
characters?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
it was,
just
yeah,
X'd out my counter
They upcast it. This is the biggin spell. This is the nuke. So
Got it.
all 5 of you need to make wisdom saves.
Narrow. Hold on. Let me just
don't think of
see
the
what's
3. That was for the Constitution, and I forgot to uncheck it.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna use my last 2 inspiration points for legendary resistance on Narrow.
Okay.
That's a really good use.
Yeah.
Will automatically succeed.
Oh, that was really bad.
I think it goes without saying Haba will fail.
Yeah.
Core, you will likewise fail.
Okay, I can't use inspiration after I hear the result of the thing, right?
I think it was recently reworded to only if you fail can you use it.
All
Hang
right,
on, let
then
me check.
I will.
After making an ability check, but before you know the outcome, never mind. I've officially
All right.
clarified it. So
Then we will. All right. Well, I can't. You fail. You fail.
Is it? I mean, I'm looking at the thing right now, and for legendary resistance, it just says after failing a saving throw, you can choose to
that's
succeed
resistance. That is
instead.
resistance.
Resistance. Got it.
Of
My
course,
bad.
talking about the 1 point expenditure is before you know the outcome.
Got it. Okay.
What is paralyzed?
It's incapacitated except if you get hit within 5 feet, it's an auto crit.
Yeah. I was looking for the. I know what it is. I was looking for the icon.
Ah, okay.
So I wasn't sure if there was a paralyzed icon or if it was just incapacitated. But this will
Maybe
have
like lightning bolts or something, maybe.
it'll do because it still displays
Yeah.
what matters most. Okay, all of you are in pretty good shape.
Does that end my spell, I'm assuming, on him?
Yes, your concentration will stop.
Got it.
Okay. It was Haba's turn.
Does he get a chance to remake the save now?
On
his turn?
At the end of each of your turns, you get to make another one. Yes. At the end of your turn,
Got it.
make a wisdom.
Alright, I'm not gonna do it yet. We'll do narrow stuff first. I can't attack and grapple at the same time with big sword, so we're gonna drop the grapple now that she's in here. Doesn't matter anymore. And we're gonna swing at her.
Okay.
24 hit,
Yeah, 24 will hit.
15 slashing damage. It is magical.
Yep. Pretty good.
Yeah. Alright. And that, so that's what all I can do right now. So now that it's Hava's turn, we'll just try and remake that save. No!
Failure. Yelena.
Elena is gonna pull out that scroll and activate it. The magic weapon one,
Mm-hmm.
which I assume it's still a bonus action to activate since it spells a bonus action.
Yes.
It's alright.
Yo, a weird change for Quill to have gone. You know what I'm gonna do? Make this worse.
You never know. That's just a flat +1 magical bonus to her non-magical scimitars, unless, Quill stuck in some kind of crazy secret surprise for her.
He didn't have that kind of time, so no.
That's her bonus action, and her action is just gonna be see if we can get this guy to drop concentration.
Mm-hmm. So 2 attacks. Yeah, that'll hit.
I will defensive flourish, just pump in some 5 more damage.
Okay. They will succeed.
And second attack. And
Yeah,
then
the 19 will hit.
offhand attack.
28 will hit. Alright. Success. Success.
Darn.
And let me tabulate that damage together.
I assume they're still resistant to the fire, but it's
There
a
it
little bit extra.
I mean, this ain't no small amount of damage, though, still.
Yeah, the actual slashing damage hurted.
It did.
It's just the fire that did not.
That
I mean, the
that
fire
double
still adds
14.
too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
36 total. It's, again, nothing to turn your nose up at. Yelena turned into this dude.
That will be her turn.
And in a flurry of fire and steel, this guardsman, now pretty confidently a hag in disguise, is cut to ribbons. They do not look happy about this. Core, it is your turn. At the end of your turn, please make a save.
I cannot do anything on my turn because I am paralyzed. I am seeing if I have anything here as far as the stuff. Okay, when an attack is forced to do that, I can use my reaction. All right, so I'll just roll my with save. We'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Before you declare the result, I do want to use advantage on this, because that dice. So I'll make the second roll.
Mhm.
I needed you, 18. Why are you there? Ah! Come on. I don't have any way to increase the save of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Wisdom saves.
Oh, dude, I have a +0 to those. They hurt.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm glad I think those 2 points at least were narrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
Need you to break this.
Lady Thetris is going to look at you narrow and is going to step back a brief moment and then raise a hand in your direction. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh no. 16. Might not do it.
You will just succeed.
Oh!
Narrow's form will feel himself begin to shift and twist, and then he will resist the effect. boy. Stella.
All right.
Oh, I need you to just to bully this one.
I'll do something.
I believe in you.
Estella is going to twin a second level chromatic orb.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
Who are your two targets?
these two. One
Okay.
there and then one there. And I will attempt to whichever one it hits, I will attempt to siphon and to regain a point,
Okay.
sorcery point.
Make your attack rolls, please.
This is the one going towards this guy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Ripperoni.
Yeah.
That's a second.
Yeah, remember that. Remember your damages. Again. What the? Excuse me.
Which is real funny because, like, you know, we actually don't include the last half of those, but we do because it's maxed, and then so the 19 actually is way higher. The 19 is actually 24.
24.
So we add another 5.
That's such a high roll, even as a base.
Yeah, that's like for a chromatic orb roll, that's absurd.
Holy shit.
This hag is real upset that they don't have a reaction right now.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's lightning damage, right, Sam? That's lightning, right?
Yeah, it is lightning.
Is it lightning? Because you don't really. Estella no longer
don't care
cares
about-
about that with her
Nah,
co-pilot.
she doesn't really care. It's fire.
It's fire.
You're right. She doesn't care. She
settled.
says resistances to fire. So that is actually going to be the strongest for her, to be honest.
That's
Yeah.
also the one that failed against that lightning ward too.
Yep.
Yeah. This one's getting bullied.
Holy cow. Okay,
Well,
so
we're
is
gonna-
it safe to say that I siphoned a sorcery point from that guy?
You could have tried if they didn't crumble to the ground in a heap of burning
Oh, so
embers.
they died. I see.
Yeah. They didn't survive that attack.
All right. That's fair. 100% fair.
And they will
Also,
revert
what
to
is
their
this one?
original form.
Also, what is with like this duality of man thing that's happening with me?
With these rolls? Great
Yeah.
question.
I don't know. Yeah, it's ones or 20s and literally nothing else. Let's see how the second chromatic orb does.
Well, here's the hoping I can.
This person's whole
Yeah.
career is counting on it.
Saving that one.
Okay, the 21's still gonna hit.
Big damage, big damage, big damage. Oh,
The duality.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
You just
Well, the one is 2.
so 5. So well, it's 12. Maybe not as dramatic as we would have liked.
No, but shoot. But can I siphon it from this guy then?
It's a wisdom save.
Yes.
They will succeed. So you siphon.
I don't siphon, or I do.
You don't.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. But I
And
already...
then it has a concentration check to make.
Please fail.
Hang on. I need to check the con bonus. Oh, I rolled a 7, so it's a 10. They will succeed.
I did my best.
It was
Did
it was
they-
narrow. It was super narrow.
Super
Unfortunately,
damage.
I
Super
cannot
narrow.
damn it, Nero, why do you do this to us?
Unfortunately, I can't metagame and say, "Hey, no, it hits that guy." Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
All good.
Now, my question: do they like it doesn't like I know? Don't they like lose access to these higher level coven spells now?
You're gonna find
Uh,
out.
Right.
All right. I don't have any bonus action that I want to take right now, so I think what she'll do is she will move more like this way, just a little bit, just so she has equal distance between this guy and this girl. And
what
that's
if
it.
you what if you quicken to firebolt?
Out of curiosity, do you recognize this hag? Is it one of the ones we've seen before?
It is not.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna quicken because that takes 2 points and I'm scarce.
Yeah, this guard's gonna do a little
Gotcha.
dance with Yelena, and is gonna fire off a lightning bolt. But then they realize, as they try to gather the energy, that they can't. And frustrated, it is just going to swing at Yelena.
You're gonna have AC 22 at the moment.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm sure that's realistic. I can get a crit sometime today, right? I can't. It's a 12.
It's okay, Dyer.
It's okay. It's not like I really want the hacks to win. Haba. Narrow.
Narrow. Swing good. Narrow swung good.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
9 more slash. Oh, that was ooh.
Less good.
Yeah. That's my modifier carrying this.
I agree.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that, like, super big, like, the strength bumps to
Yeah,
big
again,
weapons.
I wanted strength people to be strong, you know?
Let's go!
Hey.
Finally!
Haba shakes off the whole person.
Alright, that is my turn. Woo.
Back at the top, Yelena.
Alright.
I believe in you, Core.
Believe in Yelena more.
I believe in Yelena.
Yeah,
I
this guy
believe in you
didn't
as well.
actually hit
I
me,
also.
so he didn't do damage, which means I can't revenge recital him.
I'm sorry, they
So-
suck too much.
So we're just gonna swing. We'll throw my last bardic dice for defensive flourish on that. Ooh.
Spicy.
Second attack will miss, unfortunately.
Well,
And offhand attack will... Let's inspiration. There we go.
alright, that'll bring it back. It's 23 slashing in total. 5 fire, so 28 points of damage in total.
Jeez.
Again, not a small number. They are looking very bad off. They are oozing this thick, dark, sludge-like blood from all of the cuts that you've rent into them, and they have 2 concentration checks to make. The first one will succeed. Barely. I'm now rolling incredibly low. They're just now creeping over the edge. Okay, and the second one will crush it. So they're still concentrating, unfortunately.
All good. Yelena will return the dance and get to the side of them.
Okay. Hello, Core. You know the drill.
Just praying real quick before the roll.
I don't suppose I had advantage on that.
No.
Okay. I don't suppose I got pity inspiration.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, I'm paralyzed, so that means I haven't been struck by you. There is no dancing. Everything is sad.
Yep.
Sadness.
Lady Tetris is going to take in everything that's happening here, seeing how things have crumbled, and is going to do the classic bad guy thing and try to get the hell out of here. And they're going to try to plane shift.
Negates that,
Can I
correct?
try one? Oh, does it?
Magic Circle does not. They have to make a save to try to get out of it.
I guess it doesn't hurt to try. But for the sake of me getting counterspelled, can I counterspell her?
You can try. You would have to roll.
I will roll because she can't leave.
Hey, you've got advantage on it because of the thing that's still going on Yelena.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's true.
I don't have that anymore. I'm concentrating
Oh, no.
on that.
Magic weapon. Yeah. So
Ah.
it's a straight roll. Okay. So it's a straight charisma roll. I won't do it. We're going to see if she can beat the charisma save she has to make in order for this to work.
You've got like a 30 intelligence. I'm sure his DC is really.
Not a great start. So I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 7. She is going to fail. You're gonna watch Nero in particular, Stella as well. She tries to tear open this shadowy, writhing orb into a portal for her to step through. And then you watch as the magic circle, the glyph on the floor flashes, and the portal she begins to open just vanishes in her hands. And she's just sat there staring at it, surprised.
All right, guys.
She didn't think plebeians like you were capable of this magic.
It's up to you guys to pummel her to the ground because I'm out of it. I don't have anything else.
Well, it's Stella's turn. So you got to do something.
I meant for counterspell. I have nothing for counterspell. Just FYI to you guys. Like, I ain't got nothing no more.
If you finish this one, I should be able to finish this one on my turn.
Okay.
Hey, you do what you need to. Add a character. I would appreciate if someone broke concentration.
I know.
Please scorching ray her 3 times.
Cheerleader core over there.
I'm trying. I really am.
Hey, I mean, at least I'm not stunned.
At least
This is arguably worse.
Alright, I'll do a second level scorching. And I'll direct. Well, let me see what the 120 feet. Yeah, I'll attempt to direct one at this guy and see if I can break concentration. So here goes. That's a no.
Yeah, that's a miss.
All right.
Yeah, that second one will hit.
So 4. It's just to see if I can break his concentration.
Please drop concentration on the 4 damage.
I mean, let's find out.
Please God.
No, they crit.
If I hit him again.
It'll work this time. They can't pass like 13.
That's it. It doesn't hit.
No, it doesn't.
Unfortunate. But I can. So. Can I quicken a cantrip or
Yeah.
because it's just this, okay.
Absolutely.
I will quicken.
Let you crit on this on the firebolt.
You jinxed it.
Yep, you.
Jeez,
you
Greg.
No, I didn't. I gave her. Now it's gonna happen. I manifested it. No.
No, you didn't.
You jinxed me.
You sure did. What does that crit damage look like, though?
Roll for funsies. Ooh.
Oh well, I'm out. I'm tapped. There's nothing I can do.
You finished there, Estella?
Yep.
All right.
This one tries to plane shift.
Very here. Well, yeah, it's funny. So this one's like, doing a little tete-a-tete with Yelena, and then has a moment where they look over their shoulder and they see that the other hag tried to leave them. And Yelena, you hear, no, that bitch didn't. And is also going to try to plane shift out of here.
I think as they say that, Yelena's just going to say, "Are you going to let us get away with killing your sister?"
As they're mid-casting of the spell, they lock eyes with you, and they go, yes, and vanish.
They're gone?
You should have basically been like, are you go? Oh, man.
There's no reactions or anything I can take to stop them, unfortunately.
No. Damn.
And they plane shift away.
You should have said something more like you're just gonna let them get away with trying to betray you. Use your aggressive nature.
Right.
Unfortunately for Core, the spell is still active.
No. All right. I think
Haba
Nero's
now.
seeing. Yep, Nero sees Haba like finally out of it and smiles, and Haba smiles back, and it's combo time. So we start with Haba using the strike edict for Nero. So this is going to be an attack at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the damage from the regular, and then this is the strike damage.
Yep. 20.
And then Haba throws both hands forward, and Nero begins to glow, and then explode with energy.
Sounds like about being on a different plane that drops your concentration.
Listen here, you absolutely am going to weaponize this the next time I'm going to do this. You're going to be on the receiving end of this.
Oh, I know.
Yep. Anything they do to me, I do to you double. That's how abuse works.
Yeah. What is it? A dex save?
Yep, 16 is your save.
I rolled 2 2s, so that's a negative.
Alright, they're gonna
3d8.
take 3d8 force damage. Not great, but we take that regardless.
But you take every number.
So that's a total of 28 damage to her. Alright.
The energy ripples out after the blow catches her, almost knocking her off balance. She throws a hand into the floor, nails digging into it and stopping her. She is holding her own. She seems to be, out of all the hags, the toughest of the group.
Alright.
It is Yelena's turn.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Move a little bit faster. 40 feet. Right next to Estella. Yelena kind of wants to be petty, but at the same time, she wants this hag dead too, so she can be petty later. Let's see if we can just torture her with the fact that she's trapped. I'm gonna cast Distant Whispers on the hag.
Run! Right into the magic circle.
No fire.
Alright, not looking good. Not looking good. This is how clearly you can tell it's going to go completely wrong for her. I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Alright, she takes 14 psychic and has to use a reaction to try to run away.
And she will.
Which does provoke from...
Right into that wall.
Thought we were having fun.
Ah.
I'm not having fun.
Screaming sounds.
Go, Core, go.
All around me are familiar faces. Worn out places. Worn out faces.
Hey! He did it.
It needs to get attacked immediately because I rolled a natural 20, right? No? Okay, well, moving on.
After your turn, Core, on initiative count 20, you all begin to hear what sounds like multiple sets of claws striking against the warehouse doors to the north.
Their backup is here.
Lady Tetris.
She can't plane shift again, can she?
It's a funny thing you should say that. She can.
Oh no.
Twice a day ability. She regains control of herself. Turns, bleeding heavily from several wounds that Nero have carved into her. She sort of turns and looks at all of you, standing relatively unscathed. She's breathing heavily, looks at where her previous sister was. And before she tries to deliver a one-liner, she's gonna try to leave first. She's gotta make a charisma save. Luckily, as stated, Quill is a pretty competent wizard, so this is not an easy save to make. The first one's a natural 1. Close. Not close enough. It was a 12. With her bonus makes it a 15. She still fails. The orb in her hands, she tries to tear into Scath, shrinks and blips out of existence as the magic circle flares to life once again.
Oh, thank God.
Why would you ever want to go there?
And with no obvious recourse, is going to charge Nero and attempt to claw him twice. And roll a 9 again. She can only roll 9s against Nero, which means 16s, which means misses. Oh, she rolled a 10. That's a 17. That one's gonna hit.
Oh. No.
Finally.
Would have been really funny if she just got so pissed off that she cast plane shift on Nero.
Oh.
Just send him to Scath, but he just comes right back.
Yeah.
That's funny. Unfortunately, she cannot. As much as I would love for her to do that. I thought about it earlier, but I'm like, oh, it doesn't work like that. You're going to take 15 points of slashing damage. As she rakes you with these long claws that have grown from the tips of her fingers. And at this particular juncture, she now, with these large elongated claws from stemming from her fingertips, is now snarling and spinning, kind of like a trapped animal. Stella.
Give me 1 second. Roll 20 crashed on me.
Oh no.
Yo.
Could not handle
After
your
that
power.
crit that said no more. Let's see. So a whip has a reach, but I don't know what the reach is.
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. Thank you. That helps a lot.
It's usually what the reach feature dictates.
She'll step up one. Slightly still out of the... She'll try to whip her. And she fails.
She does not whip.
She moves on with her life. That's it.
Okay. Habanero.
Alright, Hobbs gonna move up 30 feet and kind of mimicking Nero's stance, they're gonna sync up as Abba cast Imbued Strike. So Nero's going to gain a 2d6 if this hit on the next hit, as well as encouraging him with the Strike Edict. So this has advantage.
How many dice can we stack?
25.
Oh, yeah.
So, so here's just the regular weapons damage, 14 slashing. Here's Strike Edict, and then here's Imbued Strike. So that's a total of 19 plus 14. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like 30 something.
36.
Yep. From just this really meaty slash.
And the huge giant's cleaver comes down, striking again this cornered rabbit animal, this disguised hag, almost driving her to her knees. Just this gigantic cleft you've carved into her clavicle down almost to where her heart should be. It's just now oozing this thick, dark, black blood, and she's barely holding it. Yelena.
Kill skill time. She's going to walk her way over behind the hag, igniting her blades as she does so, and is just gonna try to stab into her back repeatedly. Well then. Well, okay.
So
Help a
Your time to
501.
shine.
cornered rabbit animal. You know.
Or you get it where it counts.
I'm not going to spend inspiration to try to take the last hit. That's my turn.
Again, barely standing on two legs. She is just flailing wildly in all directions, trying to repel attacks. Core.
Core gets
Welcome
in
to the
there.
fight.
Finally having shirked everything off, and I think he doesn't rush, he walks. And as she's flailing, I'll make the first attack roll, which is perfectly fine. And then he will take a step back, and now we will finish. And we will use our thing. Where we cannot miss this attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well that will still hit regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And I will roll the sneak attack. Alright, so that'll be 17 damage.
Core, how do you wanna do this?
I think what happens here is Core gets close, and he misdirects the attack with a 10 and catches her attention, and he takes a step back, and he just says, winding this up, "You like taking other people's faces? Fine. How about I take yours?" And he lobs it directly at their nose and shatters the front of their skull.
Oh.
It then arcs with lightning, and her head becomes pretty much one of those like disco ball light bulb shows. Before she just crumples to the ground dead.
And on the ground, she remains. Sizzling trails of white smoke trailing from her eye sockets, nose, and ears from where the electrified sling bullet bounced around inside of her skull. Unmoving, you have the bodies of 2 hags in the warehouse with you. But one managed to escape.
This one, is it one we recognize?
You recognize her from Hatner's sketches.
Have we encountered the hag that we saw in the street?
The burned one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first one you guys killed.
Oh, okay. Right, so this is from the sketches. That's one that we hadn't met before, so the other one that escaped was probably the same one that was trying to take Priya. I think.
We have killed 2 hags and 1 got away.
Side note, there are still several sets of claws trying to rake their way through the large metal doors to the warehouse.
I just realized we should use or try and use a fate die to have stopped her. Dang. Wasn't even thinking about that.
I mean, if you really want, it's like I roll a fate die so that her plane ship brings her right back to this location. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I have an idea for what I want to use it for.
Although, had anyone been able to swing it, it would have been habanero.
Yelena's looking towards the door. Can you try to make out just how many distinct sounds there are? Try to get an idea for their numbers.
Perception check. I will take 2. If someone else wants to perk their ears up and listen to the noise outside the door.
Perception is not a good skill for me.
In which case, I guess I'll just leave it with Yelena. Yelena, you listen, and you can't get an exact number, but based off of the ones you've seen and encountered with the amount of ruckus on the other side of the door, you can at least surmise there are no less than 4.
There's at least 4 of those things on the other side of the door, trying to get in. Do we want to try to make a run for it at the back door?
I think that's a good idea.
we can deal with that later. We've seen the amount of collateral they're capable of doing. It's not much because, I mean, if they got direction, we could probably go them somewhere.
We should probably take middle of the day.
Yeah, we can bait them somewhere.
People out and about at the moment. Carrying a hag corpse through the street doesn't seem like a wise idea.
You guys watch as the first set of claws tear through the door. And you see the frenzied movements of the spindly limbs and the sack-covered heads of straw men trying to claw their way in and progressively making time.
Well, Narrow, if you think you can carry a corpse, then fine. I don't think we have time to debate about whether or not it's good to be running through the street with these things.
Real quick, could I roll a fate die?
I don't know. What do you
think
want to
it's
do with it? The
It would
answer,
be- I think
the
it would
answer
be
is
too
always
much.
yes, but
Yeah.
you have to know
I
what
feel
you're
like
doing.
it would be way too much to ask for her to, as she's traversing the scath and exiting it, just to pop her back in here. But
Yes, it is. I'll just straight up tell you
I
that.
think,
These,
but-
while they can affect the narrative, that is outside of your.
yeah, that's fine. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if maybe I could get a clue in on where she's gonna end up on the way out.
That's still a big ask.
Or
I'll tell
Yeah,
you this:
that-
you could do it. You basically need a 100.
got it.
That's a bigot. That's a bigot.
Wait, that's a D7 that's why.
I almost
Wait a second.
thought it was the real thing.
Wait, why do I keep doing that? Why?
You
Why
just
do I
need
keep
another
doing
one.
that?
You just need a 1, Nero. Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah, slow down.
Yeah, no.
I'm about to say just
Wait, are we-
slow down your typing.
Yep.
What is he rolling?
I was rolling a fate die to see if maybe I could see where she was gonna pop out of the scathe.
Yeah, with a
Or
hag.
scath. I keep calling it scathe. I don't know why.
Neither do I. Unfortunately, though, there's no inclination, no itch or scratch to tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
How petty guesstimate the smaller of these hag corpses look?
The smallest one looks to be about 450 pounds.
Alright. You're just gonna pull out her loot, just cast levitate on the corpse. There's no size limit for creatures, but it's not a creature anymore, it's a corpse. Size limit is 500 pounds.
Yep.
I'm just gonna grab its leg and start running to the back door.
Which one are you floating?
Whichever one's the smaller one.
Yeah, so this one is the smaller. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. This one is the smaller one.
Right, yeah, she just balloons the smaller hag and begins running off.
Core is also going to begin running.
Okay. As you begin the retreat, Core, you have this awkward moment where you're running, and then you sense a presence behind you. And you're not certain where, but you have a moderate idea how. Umbra is standing behind you.
Umbra.
Hello, Kasumi. Okay, Core kind of pauses when he feels that, and he's not expecting her, so I think his first reaction is to like actually like move to stab, but I think upon like turning around, he pauses for a moment. Before giving a nod.
I suggest you all retreat. It's only inevitable before they break through that door. I will distract them long enough for you to make it away.
Elita just gives a silent nod and continues running. Parkour.
Okay, if you're sure.
You're the ones that need to survive this. Flee while you can.
You say that like you don't.
She will turn and underneath the cowl just give you a smile. It was never in doubt if I would survive.
Okay, but can you say it a little bit more poetically? Kor says as he's just making his way to the arc lock.
Dare I assume Haba, Nero, and Estella are quick on their heels?
Yeah.
And I will assume
I don't
Estella
think-
is, since Sam's on a phone call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said to leave the bodies, correct?
I'm bringing one with me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, the
yeah,
logistics
I'm gonna
behind
try
the
and have
bodies
this one.
was they're difficult to move.
Nero is a strong boy.
How strong of a boy is he?
He is a 16 strength.
All right, there are formulas for
pretty
this. We should figure this out. 'Cause I have the weight of this hag in mind. So we have to see if you can successfully carry her. I do believe it'll encumber you.
I think Nero's also going to go ahead and unstrap the greatsword and hand axe cleaver and toss it to Haba to carry for him, just so it's a bit easier.
Oh, okay. You in fact can't lift this hag.
Oh, even with
Mathematically, Nero alone cannot lift this hag.
Haba runs over. Haba's not very strong.
Now holding the giant's knife and the cleaver. What's he
Do we-
doing?
do
What's he
we-
doing with those?
Gonna try and grab the legs. It's not much, but
Do we need to do the same thing we did with the chest? Have Estella pick up the...
This is what we
I
do.
think-
Estella could do something.
yes.
She will attempt to the haul because
Yeah.
she sees that these two want to do
Meanwhile,
this.
yeah, because Haba's just like
Not in the circle,
juggling
though,
a
not in
bunch
the
of sharp objects while also trying to pick up her legs.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a good idea that Estella stop Haba from probably hurting himself more than the hags did.
Yep.
The
Yep.
joke here being the corpse is an object. Nero can disappear along with all of his equipment because it's an object. It's part of his equipment. Dispersing Nero while he's holding the corpse disperses the hag corpse. It doesn't come back when he comes back. We don't have a corpse. I'm kidding.
It wouldn't be considered equipment is the difference.
Estella
we can
will
just take like
instruct-
maybe the head as well, though.
Well, Estella
as
will
soon as
probably
next
instruct that Nero picks up the heaviest part of her. Haba can attempt to grab the legs, and she will grab the arms. I will drag this bitch if this is what. Excuse me. I will drag this corpse if it means my friends will be happy. She
No,
will drag it.
Tell me how you really feel.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They keep running away. It's cowards.
Between Estella and Nero, you can carry them. If any one of you drop the corpse, you will cease to move.
We will not
Got it.
drop it. So
She is very heavy.
grab tightly.
Yeah, you guys are pushed to your limits carrying this body. She is extraordinarily dense. Along with that, also just being very large. She's like
Yeah.
7. She's like 7'8", like just thick as steel.
She's-
And very very.
Estella just says, "Be happy that I care." It just,
It's also real funny to me because now you guys are carrying this body between you, and you guys are just leaving this trail of like black oozy blood in your wake. Someone's
it's
gonna
just
gonna
like-
play a scavenger hunt later where they're just gonna follow this trail.
just like No Face. Whenever he starts throwing up everything, he just leaves a trail of sludge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You owe me.
You guys head towards the southern side of the warehouse with 2 bodies in tow. Eventually getting there cumulatively. You guys are going to exit the building, I take it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. The sounds of the northern warehouse doors being torn apart continues to carry through the warehouse as you open the door and exit into the new sunlight for the day. Unsurprisingly, it is peak hours. Even in the warehouses, there are people outside. And they all quickly take notice of the bodies that are strewn between the group and quickly make their distance away from you.
Should Haba yell their hags? I think that Haba is awkward enough to try and save like face in the situation
Haba or
and
Nero?
potentially ruin it worse.
That's the question. Who is actually awkward enough to do the wrong thing?
Great question. Let's roll a D2. If it's a 1, it's Haba. If it's a 2, it's Nero. Oh, they were bad people.
Core just begins saying, very, very erratically, very quickly, because he's a little stressed about the situation. They're monsters. They're not even bleeding blood. This is goop. Trying to like make it very clear, like, you know, hey, this isn't a murder. This is like, hey, look what we found.
Estella will make a point to be like, "Shut up, just move it."
I'm going as fast as my short legs would carry me.
As Cora is just hanging on to the corpse, not really contributing to the lifting.
Just holding a finger.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying my best.
Well, you guys are outside in the warehouse district for the 6th. Where are you going from here? What's the plan?
We will call a taxi. I mean, I have a wand of webs. Could I, like, cover them in web?
You want to spend a few minutes cocooning them?
Yeah. So they look like they're just a big, heavy sacks.
I mean, you're more than welcome to. It'll take a couple charges to fully ensconce both of them with webs.
How many charges? I guess is a good question.
3.
Each?
No, for the lot.
Just 3 in general?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
It takes it takes a weirdly amount of delicate work. Like you kind of separate them 5 feet apart. You web over the whole area, then you have to cut through the web and then wrap it under the remnants underneath either hag, and you start rolling them and tightening it. Eventually, yeah, you get them into. If the city had a giant spider problem, that's what this looks like.
Well, now they do.
The one hag is levitating, so it's just like spitting cotton candy.
Pretty much. That one she's having fun with. The other one, not so much.
A wand of cotton candy. What a great idea. Sorry.
That would be pretty good, not gonna lie.
While that's going on, Yelena's gonna try to hail a taxi that looks like maybe it won't care for carrying two very suspicious spiderweb-filled bodies.
Yeah, just roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Me?
No, Yelena. You're doing the web work. Yelena's trying to get someone.
Oh wow, that's a really good check.
It's
She
a
did
very good
great.
check.
The official Church of the Mother business we need to get.
It's also important to remember you guys are currently still dressed as nuns. This is even funnier.
Oh my god, we are!
You guys are setting up some sort of debacle in the future, I'm sure. But yeah, Sister Yelena hails a cab, and sure enough, one stops immediately because of the garb, and then kind of has a moment where they take in the situation. Yelena, how do you persuade this fine carriage driver to aid in whatever this is?
God.
I think it's also funny because Core has like motherly prayer beads around his neck as well, so that only adds to.
We're
adds to
undercover
everything.
agents.
We've dealt with some agents of shadow, and we need transport back to the first district immediately. Would you be so kind as to help us?
All right.
Praise be.
Praise be the Mother.
The carriage driver is a little stunned, especially kind of watching what is the mummification going on in the background. But this young, very early 20s human who's got a bit of a baby face still, just is completely just like guffawed. He can't speak, and then for a moment just kind of snaps out of it. Yeah, all right. Sure. Okay. Do you need help loading those?
Best that you do not touch the creature's child.
Very well.
We'll levitate one of them into the trunk.
Yeah,
So then is he also gonna witness the nun Estella carrying this fucking
yeah. Yeah, no, none of this looks normal or reputable in the least bit.
Sully your innocent hands with the foul taint of these awful shadow creatures. Praise be.
Estella's just
Praise be
saying,
to the mother.
praise be the mother. I want you to stay very clear from this.
Loaded on the carriage suddenly lurches to one side.
And it's like, no, push! And then they just throw it over into the back.
The horses are just like completely uncomfortable. The ears are turned back. They're whinnying uncomfortably. They kind of want to move, and he's fighting to struggle to keep them under control. And what's even worse, that the luggage space, you managed to load one of the bodies into it. It cannot accommodate both. So the second one's got to go into the carriage with you.
That's fine, I think. It'll level out, right?
I mean, you kind of have to like push it. If you sit it in one corner, you kind of all have to pile to the other side of the carriage.
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
We haven't had to do before.
But yeah, you eventually you manage to load them both up. You see the carriage driver open the slat in the carriage and look back at all of you. Are we all ready? Are we ready to go? First district? Yes.
Star's magic shop.
Uh,
The first district.
Okay. All right.
She just holds out 2 platinum.
Asella is willing to shell out 10 gold
Okay.
just to tell them.
You guys just
Not a
shove a
word
bunch
of
of
this.
coins through the slat.
Yeah, she gives them 10 gold and says, "Not a word of this to anyone, child." And then she that's it.
Yeah, he quietly just nods, like just collecting the coins, puts them in the little slot box that he sits next to, and then you watch right as he's reaching the closed slot, you hear off in the distance a loud, thunderous crack of some kind.
Oh.
And then
I
another.
would suggest that you hurry.
And another.
Oh my god.
And he flinches every time, and immediately you just see him slam it shut, and you just feel the carriage have a slow start and then just lurch off as you begin
God.
trundling down the road.
This poor boy.
This poor carriage. Oh my
Eventually,
God.
you'll make it onto the trader's trek, heading to the first district. Unsurprising, it takes you a little bit longer than normal. You feel like you're a little overloaded. By the time
Yeah.
you arrive, the sun is setting. So you are cramped up in this carriage with this hag's body for a solid 6.5 hours.
Oh my god.
She
Sir,
does
please.
not smell great.
I'm like casting prestidigitation in every action
Yeah.
for 6 hours.
And her blood is beginning to soak through the spider thread.
Oh no.
Yelena, like, when we're getting like close to the first district, we'll kind of tap on the pane that separates them.
Mm-hmm. The slot will
Yes.
open up.
She'll just say, I should mention, bring us around to the backside of the shop.
Yeah, of course. No problem. And you hear Parsh ways as he's closing it. Yeah, of course, it'd be the back door they'd be going through. the longer clearly over the long duration of the ride, he's had a chance to think about this and realize something about this feels wrong.
It's fine. He made 10 gold off of it for free.
He made 30
good.
gold off of this because
He
Yelena's
made 30 gold.
2 platinum as well.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not gonna argue, but it doesn't mean he's gonna be okay with it. And you get the stars. Estella?
Does Star meet us in the back?
I mean, if you get there and then knock on the door, she will be the one to open it.
Well, the Estella will do that. So once she opens the door, she's just like, "Sir, please."
Why? Okay. Hang on. Hang on. I have a thing for this. And she raises her hands and begins speaking some arcane words. And the body inside the carriage begins levitating. And she will cast telekinesis and pull it out of the carriage.
At that, Estella gives a very tired smile and then straightens up, and all you hear is her whole back just realigns, and she's like, "Oh, I can't move. I can't move. Help!"
No, hang on, just don't move, stay there. She levitates the corpse into the back of the shop. Where you just eventually, after like a couple of seconds, you just hear the where she settles it down. And then she comes back out. All right, come on, all of you, out of the carriage. You, and she because she's got the telekinesis spell active, she'll float up another 2 platinum to the driver. You didn't see anything. You leave and say nothing.
There's a second corpse.
Oh, great. Can any of you carry that one, or do I have to get that one too?
I'll cast enhance ability on there to double its carrying capacity.
Yeah, that one's not too bad though.
All right. She raises a hand. You see the flaps open up on their own, and she will float out the second corpse. Oh, actually, this one's a lot easier to carry. Okay. Brings it in. You hear the same sort of cluttering. And then she comes back out. And she goes, all right, Stella, don't move. Don't move. And she will use telekinesis and float you out, keeping you perfectly still and straight.
She's just whispers, thank you.
Yeah.
And she just...
All right, you, carriage boy, get out of here. The rest of you, come on, get inside.
Estella is strong, but she is not used to this much weight.
It was some rough lifting.
Yeah, she's just like, I need to lie down.
Yelena will step inside, just kind of say, "We promise we're not going to make it a habit of using your shop to hold corpses."
Please don't. It gets really difficult to explain to the peacekeepers why I have people delivering bodies to the back door of my establishment all the time.
And then Estella hazily says, at least hag parts? Hag parts?
Yes. I didn't say there wasn't an upside, but dead bodies are still usually bad.
She nods and goes,
That being said, Stella, take a deep breath and then exhale, and you feel the psychic force crunch something in your back. And it hurts a lot for a moment, and then it begins to subside, and it's just left this uncomfortable throbbing feeling, but you can move again.
oh, thank you. Thank the heavens. Thank you, Star.
You'd be surprised. Not the first time I've had to do that.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Okay. So you rest now. She'll point. There's a couch, and there's a red velvet couch. Actually, you can lie there for a while. I don't suggest moving the whole time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna move the bodies down into the basement. So just make yourselves comfortable. Try not to touch anything. I'll be right back. And you see her march off through the curtain that leads to her storage room. And you hear the loud shifting of weight as she lifts up another one of the corpses and begins to do her work.
You're just gonna start taking off this disguise.
No more Sister Yelena. You can find a mirror and you just look at yourself and just immediately begin just destroying all of it. It takes Star about 10 minutes, right around the time her spell finishes up. And you hear her come back into the room. Her brows got a little streak of sweat on it, and she just kind of pulls a stool from nearby and just sort of plops down into it. All right, I didn't realize you guys were collecting the bodies after you finished them off.
Seemed easier to make sure that they never come back. One of them got away.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna ask about that. I thought you found out there was 4, and I only 3 in my basement. So, well, at least the coven's dismantled.
Speaking of which, Yelena's gonna cast Sending on the hag that plane shifted.
Sure.
The message is just going to be coward.
Nope, just one word. Don't even need the other 24.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yelena, make an intimidation check.
Excellent.
You do get a response, Yelena, and you just hear, "Yes, I am, and that's why I'm staying well away from you and that damnable city."
Can I insight?
Sure.
She said city spell.
She sounds thoroughly shaken by everything. And with all of the knowledge you have based off of what you've learned about the Coven and who they were working for, if you think there was pressure being applied by Constamon to supply children and they fail, you think the repercussions could have been as bad as what they just faced, so you think she has substantial reason to not return.
The Gilead will just say, I don't think that other hag's going to be coming back to the city.
Well, at least now we can focus on finding Constamon.
And going and getting Pops.
Mm-hmm. But with the hags out of the way, I think the children are somewhat more safe than they were before. If what you say is true, that hag will not be coming back.
Well, actually, I think that depends on whether or not if the hags are the only people collecting kids.
True. Well, here's
Still
the
got
whole
an axe
thing.
to grind. Sorry,
With-
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
With who?
Very good.
Their employer.
Well, yeah. Got to be dealt with eventually. But that's going to need to take some, polite politicking. You can't just walk up and stab one of the most influential members of the 4th District. Well,
X.
you could, but then he might also erase you from existence.
You can try and probably succeed.
That, yeah, weirdly practical of you, but accurate, yes. At least he's got the right idea. Although it's not very optimistic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, without any further brainstorming about suicide missions, what are you planning on doing now? And side question, how long should I hang on to the bodies before I cut them up for parts?
Estella's gonna look over to Yelena and say, do you think we should try speaking to them again? Or at least one of these? To see what information we can get?
Might be worth trying at some point, but for the moment, I think we should let the other adjutants know what happened and see about maybe clearing out that lair they were using.
Yes, I agree.
At the very least, we need to make sure that Pops is safe.
Well, definitely finding out. Wait, out of character. Constamon has Pops, right?
You were told
Or-
that the hags kidnapped him.
But is it wrong to assume that it still has something to do with Constamon, though?
Well, I feel like that's the only assumption you can now jump to, given the hags have been dispatched, and Pops is still not yet to be found. So he's either been left somewhere where the hags would have returned, or Constamon has him, one or the other.
Yeah. So okay,
it's an easy
triple-check
assumption.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that assumption in mind, Estella says, yes, we do need to find where Pops is, but finding out where Constamon might be can help with that. Especially since that hag you said isn't returning. Finding Constamon is finding Pops. I'm not trying to push too much on this, but Pops is important to us all. And since the hags are dead and one is never coming back, I feel like the assumption of finding Constamon will bring us to what we are looking for. Or when we're looking for Pops.
She nods. Let me see if I can make this a bit easier on us. She's gonna send another sending to that hag.
How are you gonna bully the hag this time?
You and your coven kidnapped an orcish man. Tell me where he is, or we'll find you.
Make a second intimidation check at advantage.
Believe in you.
All
Wait.
inspiration.
Wait.
11.
No, deal
All
with it.
11s.
11. Oh, it's fine. 11 is substantial. The DC was a 10 because
Oh,
of your
okay, good.
previous intimidation check. There's a moment and then a response. The orcish one is with our boss somewhere. We don't know where. Not our problem. Your problem now.
Elena lets out a deep sigh. Tops
She-
is with their boss, and apparently this hag does not know where that is.
Well, this is unfortunate that we just can't get a direct line to him, but we still have that contact I have.
And if you find that doesn't work out, I think we know someone who might be able to get you directly in contact with them. I just don't know how well that's gonna go.
So we have options, luckily,
Mm-hmm.
which is all we can ask for at this point.
It's certainly complicated.
She nods. She understands the situation they're in is not favorable, but gotta stay optimistic.
Listen, we killed 2 of them. We killed the ringleader. That's something. Step by step.
That's the spirit.
I think we should head back to the orphanage and meet up with the others to try and get a plan going.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, seems like the best thing we could do.
So we can move on.
Then you guys should head back. I'm gonna stay here, tidy up the place a little, clean up the hag blood. You know.
Thank you, Star.
Mm-hmm. Safe walk. Keep an eye out. Be more of those boogeymen sneaking around the streets still.
Is she talking about the strawman?
Probably.
Oh, okay. He just nods and says, "Will do."
You're gonna head back to the orphanage.
Sounds like a good place to stop. Since I think we are running over time.
There was 10 minutes left.
45 the latest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did want to get you back to the orphanage. The walk there is uneventful. You do so in the twilight of the evening, as the sun is finishing setting. The torch lights, the lamp lights are being lit as you're walking there. You arrive to the Fate's Edge orphanage, where you can see outside the damage that was done from the attack has largely been mended. There's tons of new plant growth. Bushes that weren't there before, trees that are now young saplings that have grown to about 3-4 feet tall already that weren't there previously. And a small pond where already you can see there are some beautifully rainbow scale fish swimming around in it. It's different from what it was before. It's very pretty. Sitting on the stoop by herself is Rain, her maul resting on the stair next to her. She'll perk up as she sees a lot of you turn the corner. Well, I'm happy to see you all survived. I hope you come bearing good news.
2 dead. 1 ran away with their tail between their legs.
Good news indeed. Sounds like we should, perhaps have a celebratory drink, then.
We've also learned that... She kind of quiets down to make sure there's no, kids overhearing. Pops is currently in the company of their employer.
Oh. Oh, that is bad news. Alright, well, I guess there's more planning to be done, but before anything can happen, you all look like you could use a rest. And probably a bath. Some of you smell like 2-week-old garbage fire.
So unfortunately, the downside of using blades is that blood tends to get everywhere.
I think the description we're talking about is more fitting to describe us as burnt bacon wrapped in rubber.
That is a terribly specific smell that I actually know what it is, and I hate that I know it.
Same.
Yeah. Ugh. I can taste it now. All right. You just, yeah, we're going to stop talking. You're going to come inside. You're going to go clean up first. I'll go get somebody higher up the food chain than I am. And you guys can make some plans. All right. Well, I guess the first step is done. At least congratulate yourselves on that. Go rest at the very least. If I find someone, I'll come find you guys. All right?
Okay. Thank you. Yelena's gonna go take a bath.
Your rooms are available to you. The bathing area is open to you. You can find food in the cafeteria, as you know. The orphanage is quiet. Several, and by several, I mean most of the kids, save for about a dozen, which are currently in a class, are in the back of the orphanage, in the training area. Some of which are just playing, but a group of the older children are currently being run through some weapon drills by Bottle, the orc. Otherwise, the place is pretty quiet. Specifics anyone would like to pursue?
I think, and this could wait till later, but I know that after core is all cleaned up. Actually, no, it's late, so the kids are probably all asleep.
Nope, it is 6 o'clock.
Okay, I think when he's all cleaned up, he's gonna look for Hatner or Patrice.
Okay. Noted. And yes, we will handle that at the start of next week.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Nothing in mind at the moment. I think I'm fine bringing stuff up next week.
Mm-hmm.
You were asking if we want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, talk to anybody, do anything, just, anything specific.
I'm not gonna RP it just yet. I'll leave the RPing for next week. But she does want to talk to the little girls that she made the promise to.
Okay. Yeah, a very good thing to lead in with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in which case, all of you will go bathe, get some food, settle in and kind of get a little bit comfortable before kind of dispersing amidst yourselves in the orphanage to follow up with the various individuals that you wish to seek out. And we'll just pick up there next week as we finish early this week, so that way Sam can not be late to her physical therapy appointment. Because that is important.
Yeah, next week's physical therapy appointment, I do believe, is a lot later anyway, so I don't have to rush out the door.
Cool.
Stella needs some physical therapy.
Stella does after lifting like a almost 700-pound hag corpse.
Holy
Yeah,
crap!
we're both doing it together.
Yeah,
we're both.
She was bigger and nastier than all the other hags. There was a reason why she was the head of the coven.
What? Like
Spiritually,
we're all-
Estella is with me.
Mm-hmm.
like when we're all like level like 12, that other hag's gonna come back with a vengeance.
You're kidding? When we're on level 12, we're gonna go get that hag with a vengeance.
Oh,
Yes.
freaking that fudge sucker is gonna get what's coming to her.
I'm loving the improvisation for all your swear words, Sam.
Thank you.
It's good. It's good. I really like it. Before we send you scurrying off, we're just gonna real quick toggle some check off some XP. I feel like there's a goal here. Ambush, killing of several hags. I would call successful.
Yep.
Mhm.
Would 2 hags be 2 goals? Would you say?
I think
It's up to you.
yeah, I think it's 1. I think dismantling the coven is a goal.
Okay.
Maybe there would have been 2 had you successfully killed all of them. No, like a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the hags as a threat are no longer a threat. So that is
Got it.
itself a goal.
Could I make a point for bonds?
Shoot.
Estella and Yelena working together to deceive the
Yes, sister.
yeah the hag.
How do you guys feel about that? How do you think Yelena and Estelle's performance went?
It was a pretty good
I
performance, but
I think they deserve a bond.
yeah, that's fine. I could go either way, so I was gonna just whatever the majority was.
We would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for the other 2 hags circling back into the other trap.
Well,
Walking
yeah.
into the
Honestly.
mines.
What's also
Honestly,
so it's really funny. Like, yeah, there was a clock on that, right? Where eventually they were going to walk into the other traps or spot Haba, as inevitably happened. But the hag, the head witch that was posing as the Tafakari, she actually just narrowly beat one of Sam's deception checks, and so that's why she started probing with more questions. She was like, something's weird.
oof.
And so she was trying to get you guys to slip up, but you kept rolling incredibly well, so she never got anything more, so she kind of just continued with it.
Hey, heck yeah! High five.
You guys played corrupted nuns pretty well. This is how it went.
Elena just acted like herself to be honest.
Yeah, I noticed that, but you know.
A joke
right,
discovery that I'd like to throw out real quick before I head out.
All right, try me.
The discovery of power. You know. No, like I said, joke discovery thought.
Yes. I have an actual discovery, maybe a location of where Pops is at, so we can go rescue him now. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I mean, first of all, you don't have an actual location.
That's fair. Well,
And
discoveries are
location.
Or?
Yep.
Discoveries are also some things that are pertaining to things that are outside the scope of the session. So Pop
yeah.
being
Getting Pops is kind of the main goal currently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll leave the rest of them to you. I do gotta head out. I gotta mosey.
Bye, Sam.
Have a good one.
Thanks for
All
playing.
right.
Use him.
Be
Thank you
safe.
for running. See you guys next week.
Bye.
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 All right.
I guess before we sign off, anything else?
I think that's
Nah,
pretty good for this session.
I think that's good. I'm also gonna start bouncing. Thank you for running.
Yeah, of course.
I had fun. Even if it was me getting paralyzed with the combat, it's totally okay. Hey,
And
we
they
broke out
s-
eventually.
and
Hey, we
they
got the
s-
killing blow.
And they still just completely just didn't challenge you guys at all.
I don't know. I think we just got some pretty good luck on how some stuff worked
I
out.
casually scratched some of you. And the people that were paralyzed, I never even got, like, no one even got hurt from being paralyzed. It just removed
there was bigger
core for a
threats.
while, right? Like
Yeah.
I said, as a coven, they had, like, looking at the numbers, they looked scary. But the way they
Yeah.
matched up against you guys, they didn't pose much of a threat.
Estella
Those
was
traps
100%.
really, yeah.
Like, Estella doing like 63 damage in a single hit.
Yeah, the
On
twins.
top of the Scorching Ray and the Restrain.
Yeah, she rolled really high today. Like the Scorching Rays were on point.
Just
I was-
getting that one hag out of it and breaking their coven apart immediately. Full MVP to Estella in that fight.
Stella won that fight. Look, the one hag failed their saving throw against the ward. That was 21 lightning damage, and then like pretty much immediately ate like a 65 damage crit. Like, and not for nothing, you made Yelena make I think a total of 3 wisdom saving throws, and
She rolled
Yelena with a +2
above 20 every time. Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been like me. I could have been out. I was out of the fight basically for most of it. I lost 3 rounds. It could have been very bad.
It could have been, but it worked well, and it worked well in the party's favor for sure.
Yeah,
Tor
and,
was conveniently 10 feet from the circle, so the hag couldn't like try to reach out. I guess.
They can try. They have to make a check.
the other thing I will say is we went into this with the element of surprise. So
Yeah, and setup time.
Yep. You can, if you are given ample setup, you can. I mean, the thing I really like about 5e is you can punch pretty high above your weight class.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, adult dragons are like, CR. I think they start like at CR 11 with white, and I mean,
I know.
During one of my very first sessions with Hargi, I had the misfortune of having a level 2 character out on an adventure where the boss was an adult white dragon.
That doesn't sound right, but sure.
Yeah, I tagged along for it was my first runes game. I tagged along, but the character was a barbarian, and the everybody else ended up being really, really messed up. But I actually ended up taking the adult white with clerical help, because the dragon wasn't using its breath weapon here immediately. It turned into an intimidation contest, and then the dragon swung at the barbarian, who was raging and had resistance, and D12 hit dice. They lived. They actually got the killing blow on that adult.
Mm-hmm.
I almost got instantly killed by the breath weapon though.
Yeah, that I'm more surprised you actually lived.
Yeah, I was at full HP, and it would have killed me outright if I had failed.
The average is 54 points of damage from an adult white dragon's breath weapon. So for a level 2 character to survive that is nuts.
It's always reminded of the fact that I was playing Adventure League with Watsi running, and my level 2 character stumbled into fighting against an ancient red dragon.
Oh.
And they were conveniently 125 feet away from their breath weapon, or 95 feet, I think. It's the code. And got the last hit.
Convenient.
Wazzy does not sugarcoat any of this stuff. Wazzy is like, wow, that's really bad. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, Wazzy would 100% have toasted my character. But I was playing an archer, so I had all the reason to be that far away.
That worked out.
I've seen him wipe parties and not care. It's like, yeah, no, that's really bad. Anyway, all these rolls are public. Otherwise, it's not real.
Yeah, like I said, the original encounter I had set up actually had the 3 hags and 3 strawman guards. But after thinking on it, I'm like, well, I think the coven's going to be substantially enough of a problem. So I changed it to which is what happened, it was just the hags in disguise, and then they were going to have strawman reinforcements when they were dropped below 50% HP in 1d4 rounds. Fortunately, it took them way too long to get there.
Yeah, I mean, the Strawman being there on the site would have been okay if it wasn't for the fact that they have an AoE stun on recharge. And, I mean, they are very, very threatening, but, I mean, when you're fighting multiple of them and they're just chain stunning you, and wisdom saving throws are your worst save,
Yep.
I mean, honestly, they're more threatening than the hags at that point.
Agreed.
Would it be the original Strawman or the newer ones?
That's a great question, because if it were the newer ones, it would have been really bad.
Yeah, those ones.
But the older
I
ones,
can't handle those.
Yeah, the older ones with fire vulnerability, on the other hand, I think would have been manageable, even with the whales. By the time they would have shown up, like it would have been perhaps manageable. And it's still, if they would have been there, still might have opened up with a fireball, in which case she could have maybe actually disintegrated all three of them instantly if she rolled high enough, and they failed.
Yeah,
But
not
you know,
gonna,
here or there.
not gonna lie, moment Kasumi showed up, I'd like City Cure being like, we can take all four. Kasumi's here. Gotta fight with Umbra.
I'm fine with leaving it in her hands, though, because
I mean, she's
I mean, like, even if she starts losing the fight, she can just, there's a shadow, goodbye.
Yep. For the record, Core, she was hiding in your shadow the whole time.
Oh,
She saw everything.
I mean,
That's what Quill was talking about without expressing exactly what it was. The backup was there the whole time. Shadow dancers. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. We ended a little bit early to accommodate Sam. But you know, it's Wednesday. It's a better day. Let's everyone separate and enjoy themselves and relax. And you know, after what we talked about before we started the session, other than making good choices, also love and care for yourself. It's really important, man.
be good.
Seriously.
Stay out of the heat.
Real seriously. Hydrate, drink water, stay out of the sun, all that stuff. Otherwise, I guess you know where to always find me. Thursday on Crack DM's channel, Friday Convergence campaign. Saturday Moonrise this week, don't forget that. And there's some announcements coming up soon and stuff. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Be good people.